Let me know if it's not working, because I couldn't tell because of the little, we were muted, so I can't see my little levels. But now I can see the levels because we swapped over.
Well, shit.
Well, bruh.
But yeah, I wanted to point out that I got a new desk. It's an L-shaped desk, so because I have room to do
You're
drawing.
a teacher.
Yeah, I'm a teacher.
Or it's a 7.
Or an L.
It makes you think.
It's a
shitty check mark.
No. It's not a good 7 because they're both evenly the same size. So,
it's like a digital.
It's an arrowhead.
7.
Yeah.
Oh, what? With one edge shorter than the other one?
No,
it's isosceles.
No, they're both equal.
Oh.
It's an arrowhead.
It's a special arrowhead.
Not really, because like one desk is like thinner. Like this side is thinner than the other one.
Ew.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Why?
Because it's supposed to be for small shit, not like a whole bunch of shit.
You're supposed to put your laptop over there.
It's for your laptop.
Is it like super hot?
It's
like,
so hot.
Sexy?
No, it's because it's got to be what 90 degrees.
Would you like to be bent over?
It wouldn't survive.
I hate the puns. I hate the puns.
Alright, as Jesse laughs into oblivion. Anyway,
play games and things.
Yeah,
who's running this one?
Jesse, and
I'm
not your GM tonight, so I'm gonna send it over to Julian. Julian.
What the fuck is happening? This is what happens when I have to take a day, a couple weeks off.
Thanks, Andromeda. I appreciate it. But yeah, you guys are on Jacqueline Hair, where we play games and things and talk about cursed desk shapes and stuff like that.
I think that was the best opening we've ever had. No, not to toot my own horn, but
All right, Andromeda, you'll do it from now on.
Yeah, Jesse's just gonna stay quiet from now on. Anyway, today, we are playing Vampire at the Disco, our 1970s VTM 5th edition game where our fledglings got to experience their first night of the disco being open. And then a couple of you have experienced the subsequent nights afterwards, but we're going to flash back to everybody else. But as a precursor before we jump into this, Vampire the Masquerade covers a lot of dark shit and topics and themes. We use safety tools, or we try to anyway, where if anything, gets to be too much, we use these safety tools and content warnings to ensure that both the players, as I gesture off to my cameras over here, and you guys feel safe. That being said, let's go around the board here. And I would like for you guys to tell me, who are you playing? What clan are they? And what is a promise that they have broken? We're gonna start off with Jesse because I just feel I feel the need.
I mean, this is pretty easy, all things considered, because Fitz is actually a terrible person. So,
what clan is Fitz?
Oh yeah, so I play Fitz. Fitzgerald Winters, Fitz to friends, obviously. None of you are my friends, and I'm gonna keep saying that over and over again.
We had a bonding moment. I told you that I cared about you and that we were family.
You were both covered in cement.
We were both covered in cement dust. I don't think it was a very good situation.
It was like telling someone you love them and getting a thanks in return.
It was like the end of Monster House.
And then the sweetness was undercut by the fact that every time we breathed, it was like because there was a lot of cement
we
dust.
We don't need to breathe.
It's true. I'm the Malkavian of the group. And I was currently in the middle of adding the letter that I was given to the Conca so I could have it in reference over there and everybody can look at it later. I put it as number 1 because I'm just assuming that we're gonna have more than one of these letters eventually. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, promise that I've broken. Promise that Fitz is broken. Let's see. I mean, he's already broken.
Wait, no, I like that game better. What's a promise that Jesse's broken?
A a promise that Fitzgerald has broken. At the very least, he's definitely broken the promise that he made to Sybil.
Sybil?
Sorry, fucking, why did I say that? Sebriel.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. The Roomba started back up.
Sebriel, who said you should only feed from me, and he broke that, like, the next session. So, like, not really consistent with that. Not really good job.
It's okay. It's not like Sabriel has power over you in the ways that you think that they do.
They have the power of God and anime on their side.
We stand a non-binary royal. The other thing probably that Fitz is broken that's probably not as cheap, because that's a very cheap answer, but probably he might have said some things like it's some sort of vigil for somebody who went missing, promising to maybe like always look for them, and then life just kind of got in the way and he had to
You haven't broken it, baby. You haven't broken it, baby.
And college happened and he was just more
No, you
focused on all of
haven't.
these other things.
That's law school happened.
Yeah, so he was
You
probably
have-
like for a moment, for at least at that point, he had felt like he'd broken that promise because he was just kind of trying to move on. But now time has stopped, so we have all the time in the world.
Time has no meaning. Bye gold bye. Thank you, Jesse, for 2 promises that Fitz has broken. I look forward to your dramatic rereading, because that wasn't in the VOD, unfortunately, and I'm forcing Jesse to reread it because drama. Let's go over to Var.
I'm trying to cool down my throat right now.
Do you want me to come back to you?
No.
Okay.
That's literally what I've been doing for the past 3 days. It's just having my knee up and then my wife.
Just sucking away.
Okay, well, if you suspend it from the ceiling, you could do a hamster situation.
I don't think I can. It kind of leaks sometimes. You see if I open it,
A
like
useless
water.
fucking.
You
Oh
let
my
it
god,
go
stop!
everywhere.
You're not on your computer, you fool!
It's on my blanket. It's fine.
It's a wet
Not really. It's a
blanket.
little cold now.
This is the
You
joke.
You're
It's
recovering.
like a wet sock on your lap.
This is the joke. Everyone's a Malkavian actually, except for Jesse.
Bitch, you are recovering from a fever.
Yeah, it's fine. Hi, I'm Bar. I'm playing Vanessa, the Bruja, and the promise that she broke is more of. Well, we all know that she kind of breached the mask by telling her brother something.
What did you say?
Yeah, just a little something, something.
Everyone's like, I don't know what that means.
I don't think any of us promised not to breach the masquerade. Tell me where the fuck I signed.
We weren't even told not to break the masquerade. We just assumed, like, hey, we shouldn't go around telling people we're vampires because up until this point in our lives,
Literally, Count told us not to.
Unwritten rules are not admissible as evidence.
When? I am the count expert. Show me. Show
Verbal
me.
contracts are weak.
I'm sure it's in the VOD somewhere, buried deep.
I'm the only one who watches them. Fuck off.
You watch your own games. What is happening?
How else am I supposed to remember shit?
Gross.
Not with my.
Just
not with
live
my
in the
short
moment.
attention
Write
span.
notes.
Good point.
I do write notes.
Anything else, Far?
Another promise she broke, I guess, was, fuck.
Good
I don't
one.
know. She's a good girl.
Good one, yeah.
She is a good
She's a
girl
good
for the
girl.
most part, except for all of the lies you told Amy that I'm sure Amy will have already forgotten long since about, and she hasn't, you know.
It's fine. It's not like she's gonna track me down.
Oh no, it's fine. It's not like she has an integral knowledge of the network of the inner workings of London. Anyway,
She's gonna fucking drag me by the hair for a conversation.
That's why she's a social worker. She's building a Sherlockian network of the homeless to give her information.
Yeah, she's the actual
She is
Creator.
the cobweb.
she is the cobweb. That would be funny. No.
Plot twist.
Thank you, Bar. I look forward to seeing what Vanessa does with the information that she is about to get. Moving on to Mikkel.
My kitty's she's licking me.
Oh, it's bath time for you.
It's bath time. Hello, kitty.
You're dirty.
Shut your fucking mouth. Anyway, hi, my name is Michael. I play Jackson Preen, who I didn't have enough time today to think of another title for him. So he's the Vampire Queen. He's a peacock of Glamrock, the Shepherd of Sin. Well, he will be.
When you get a new one, it'll be like, ooh, that's it.
It'll have to strike me.
It'll be a zinger.
But yeah, he's a toreador, and he does that kind of stuff. That he has broken. He broke up. He kind of is actively, constantly breaking one promise, which is one that he made to his dad.
Don't be a disappointment, son.
Oh. He said, always look forward, never back. Probably when he was being taught how to like shoot a fucking gun or something, like keep your eyes forward. The problem with looking in a mirror, though, is you could always see behind yourself.
Ooh. I thought you were actually going to say that Jackson is just constantly looking back on his life and wondering if whether or not it was all worth it.
I mean, that's the implication.
Oh, okay. You can see the axe murderer behind you at least, which, hey, that's better than just looking forward and never seeing it coming.
Yeah, exactly.
But thank you, Michael. I look forward to our little flashback scene.
Oh yeah.
It'll be fun. It'll be
I've
fine.
missed Jackass and Nessie.
You can only say that in the late 1990s forward.
Yeah, because once Jackass actually comes on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Sam and Wee Man and all those funny little guys.
Then you can say that. Anyway, moving on, last but not least, Andromeda.
What up? I'm VW Vance. I am the resident Tremere. And April 1st, 1972, I told my mom I was coming home that night.
April Fools, I'm pregnant.
Wait, was being pregnant the joke?
April Fools, my mom's dead, and I'm pregnant.
Oh shit, did VW kill her mom?
No.
April Fools, they're related.
Perhaps negligence is what killed VW's mom.
Interesting.
Did VW forget to replace the batteries in her ventilator or something? What happened?
I don't know. I guess we're going to have to unlock that deep
I don't know.
backstory.
Watch the VOD from last time, boy.
I'm sorry. I've heard that there was about half of it, and I don't watch an incomplete series.
I'm sorry. It wasn't our fault.
I know it wasn't your fault, but that's just lost to me now.
But
It's Greek to me.
it's all Greek. All right, guys. Is it better to read this with or without my glasses? Nope. I'm going to keep the glasses on. All right. Instead of jumping in with our narrator, he has told me that he's tired of recapping small snippets of things, so I'm actually going to jump in with a short scene.
I'm on my narrator.
Oh, well.
Christian Slater ran out of cassettes.
He doesn't want you.
Wow.
No, we're going to jump with a short scene. We see a skyline overcast and a damp fog blanketing over it. London has always been known to be wet, even during the summer months, and at times like this, the pollution makes an eerie smog where only pockets of light shine through. The camera pans back slowly and through a pane of glass, revealing the shadow visage of the Baron, overlooking the contained chaos held below. His expression is pensive, pale brow furrowed, just slightly as we hear the sound of an Eastern European man behind him, standing by the heavy wooden table and looking a little anxious with shards of glass still jutting out from his face and neck. The Roomba's upset. He tells the Baron the tale of his encounters within the club itself, his brief interaction with Jackson Preen, and how he feels like he is indeed the beast who wants to be heard by everyone. And that his encounter with Fitzgerald was a herald to the two sons of God who were split. And then everything fell apart. Aleska gestures to the glass on his person, but the Baron does not turn around. In fact, he's rather dead silent. As the tension rises, the brunette takes a half step back, insisting that there was no time to speak with the others when the fire broke out, and promises to assess them again. Cownan turns his head at the remark of a fire, but instead looks through the younger kindred to the heavy wooden door beyond. Enter. We then see Abzu appear, dressed as he always does for warmer climates, of a free-flowing top and bottom akin to linen gauchos, accented with a number of golden and blue accessories. He holds in his hand a letter with a crimson seal, something that gets both Aleska and Cownan to turn around completely to him. Without a word, the fellow Tremere offers it out to the silvery-haired Baron with a bowed head. There the seal is plain to see as day, the mark of the Camarilla. Aleska, Cownan says in a dark tone as a ringed hand claims the letter, where one sharp Ed opens it without pause. Return home. Your new duty is to inform the Baron of Moldova. Without another word, the Malkavian bows rather deeply before stepping away, leaving him to be followed by Abzu. The last thing we see is the heavy wooden door closing in on the image of the Tremere Baron, looking down upon the written letter. What is in the letter, you ask? We'll find out in a moment. But first...
Anthrax.
What?
Anthrax.
No, it's too early for anthrax. But first, let's go back in time a little ways. To opening...
1964.
19...
Spanish Harlem.
No, Kerbo, it's not time for Barkies. I'm gonna pet her for a hot second. To the opening night of the Gilded Cage and the closing act of Jackson Preen and his plastic vanity. Despite singing music that is more akin to getting people to dance, you're fairly sure, Jackson, that your performance went rather stellar. Why are you sassing me right now? Which is good for as far as you're concerned. Your success as a musician hinges on how useful you are to your sire, Hana. Apparently my sire is this butterball that wants to be picked up right now. But despite her impromptu visit the night before, you've had plenty of things plaguing your mind in recent days. Or I should say nights. Will the club's opening go well? Who is that new kindred who spun up on the dance floor with Omen? And now that you think about it, during your performance, you noticed many other kindred in your club. Not all of them are anarchs. Or could they? But your mind spins back to the enigma. That is the brunette with the golden helix piercings. Your conversation with him over the next hour or so feels like a blur and a dance all on its own. You don't really recall how you got onto the roof of the place or why you don't seem to care. All you seem to recall is that you spoke with Omen and you're sure that you were frank with him and he was with you. You got the sense that he was a lot older than you, and despite being a kindred, you can't put your finger on what. Either way, he doesn't seem much like a threat, and for all you feel like you went on a vacation bender, you find yourself going back into the club to seek out Darian. Darian's like any other human. He has a breaking point, weak spots in his tragic backstory. From what I get, all he wants to be is someone important to somebody else. A right-hand man, you know, not just another cog in the wheel. You recall these words from Omen as you barely step over a line of cement dust on the dance floor and venture your way to the bar where one of your hand-picked bartenders, Lilu, is working at preparing a drink for a kindred who is talking between two humans. She flashes you a charming smile as her multi-hued eyes pick up the flashing lights of the disco. From what you understand since hiring her, She tends to have a good idea of where everyone is at any given time. Hey there, handsome. Need to pick me up?
Oh, I'm fine. Darian, have you seen him?
Oh, the sourpuss. Yeah, he came by here briefly to sulk, to get a whiskey, before heading back behind stage. I think he's helping Niraj and the other stagehands clean up.
He's helping them clean.
Well, he never is the type for partying, is he? She says before handing the drink over to the dark-haired kindred, before he in turn hands it to one of the two humans.
Right. How has everything been tonight?
She kind of like leans over the counter, and she is dressed to get all sorts of attention. I'll just say that. She might not be, at least in your befuddled mind in regards to Hana, she might not be as well endowed, but you picked her for a reason. She gets attention, she gets tips. And she kind of taps the bar counter and she goes, "You want to see the till?"
Maybe later. I have to speak to Darian quickly.
Are you being a sourpuss too now? She eases back.
No, it's just business later.
More like business now, fun later. Well, I'll be here if you need me. Oh, and you need to make an order for baking soda. I'm all out.
I'll get Fitzgerald on that.
Right. She winks towards you before turning back.
Yeah, I mean, for the first time in his life, the cutesy, flirty thing is maybe exhausting and irritating, just because he's so fucking tired right now.
Sure.
But he'll make his way off to go find Darian.
Sure. And finding Darian is easy. You find him backstage, and he's in the middle of sweeping up a mess of feathers and plastic flower petals that blew in from the performance. He's currently muttering under his breath that he's never going to get the flowers themselves out of his hair.
How are you holding up?
Outside of the fact that not only is glitter some sort of STD, but apparently these fucking flowers are.
I think they suit you, rather.
He stands up straight. Jackson, how tall are you?
Oh God, he's probably pushing 6 feet, but the heels are something else.
Okay, the heels definitely make you taller than Darian, but you know that the moments those giant platforms come off, he's definitely got at least 2 or 3 inches on you.
Right.
But
he slouches.
Regardless, he kind of he stands tall, holding the broom off to the side, and he's like, "Can't we just use I don't know, a fog machine next time?"
Maybe a good touch, but there's nothing quite matching the feeling of glittering things falling upon you.
Maybe do it on the dance floor.
We don't get to share in the fun?
He rolls his eyes and he's like, "If that's what you want, Jackson, but maybe you should hire a better cleaning crew."
Yes, quite. But business later. How did you feel about the music?
He kind of frowns a little at that, and he'll say, "To be honest, if I told myself 10 years earlier that I was going to be playing at a fucking disco, I'd tell myself to fuck off." But he sighs, and he points towards the heavy curtains that kind of lead back out through the front portions of the discotheque. "I can't complain with the numbers that showed up. Let's hope it stays that way."
I'm sure it will. And if I'm being honest, I never expected to be playing disco either.
That makes two of us.
It's not exactly like it was my idea, but again, you can't argue with the numbers.
Like I said, opening night's one thing. We'll see how it is in a couple months. And he keeps sweeping up. I feel like he's expecting you, like if you're going to be the one that's going to guide the conversation, he kind of usually always leaves you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He never starts big conversations with much of anyone, as far as you can tell.
Right. He'll just kind of stand there a little quietly while Darian is continuing to like sweep. And he says, well, now we do have a cleaning crew. Regardless of the quality, you can leave that for them. Come, walk with me.
He stops to kind of glance back over towards you. And he goes, where are we going?
To talk business.
I thought it was business later.
Well, it's later now.
Michael, during our kind of generalized pass through this conversation, you used one of your disciplines.
Yeah, I am gonna use awe during this, just for a general. I am important and pay attention to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just a sprinkle on the top.
Sure. Do you want to go ahead and roll that for me?
Sure.
And then remember, you also get your +2 because you're beautiful, darling.
I'm beautiful, darling. Fucking hell. Presence or... and I get a fucking modifier up to. Hey, that's even better than the practice run I did.
Oh, that is very good. Let's see how he does.
Need to make this smaller. Boom.
Make sure I did that right. Okay. Same result that happened last time, but that's
fuck.
But that's okay.
Jesus Christ.
Again, you feel like you're exuding what usually gets anyone to fucking go head over heels for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. He likes blondes, so I don't know what's wrong.
Quiet. But regardless, you feel that perhaps maybe Darian kind of puts the I wanted to say shovel. He's not bearing anyone. The broom off to the side. Probably because you did say, okay, let's talk business. And he seems kind of open to that. And he goes with you and he's like, all right, lead the way.
So yeah, he'll kind of like be walking him through the slight catacombs that are like the backstage area.
Mm-hmm.
He says, do you remember that night at the Marquis Club?
His brows kind of furrow at that, and he goes, yeah, a lot.
Of course you do. But I mean before. Our illustrious manager's investor friend.
What, the bitch with the long hair?
She's not a bitch.
You didn't meet her personally, so I'll forgive that. She and Gil had a very personal relationship. It seemed deeper than even I could have known. She came for a very specific reason, and it wasn't just to see the music. You do remember, of course, what happened after we played? And how it seemed like no one could have survived the explosion.
He stops. as you guys are kind of like on the precipice before going, because like the backstage itself doesn't lead downstairs, because I know that's where you're taking him.
Right.
So it's like on the precipice of going back out on the dance floor. And if you turn around to look at him, he has kind of like this crack of light coming from the curtains on his face, kind of illuminating like the white portion of his hair, like the strip. And he'll say, I knew what I saw that night. I saw the floor explode. And I saw people like VW, Fitzgerald, and Vanessa fall through. And then I saw what looks to be a white snake that came out of nowhere.
Love that band.
I don't think they exist yet. And it bit you. And you fell off the stage. Quiet, Roomba. I don't care that you're stuck somewhere.
Help, 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 help.
I think she tried to eat Jesse's shoes again.
Ruba is expressing the emotions I'm feeling right now.
Anyway.
He's going to say, you have quite an impressive memory for such a traumatic thing.
It's not the only thing I saw. Granted, I didn't understand what the fuck a ghost snake was appearing in front of me, so I ducked behind one of the standing speakers. And I saw Jas book it out the back door. And I thought he escaped. Until he never came back.
Yes.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
He says, as he will kind of try to lead him down the stairs some more, as he's, been kind of talking through this whole thing, he will say, well, I just wanted to let you know that your eyes didn't deceive you that night. What you saw is what you saw. Which leads us to why we're in this club, why we're all miraculously doing wonderful after that night.
Jackson, as you say this, you open the first door after heading downstairs into the row that eventually leads to where your resting place is.
You're gonna see a lot of stuff.
And there is a wafting cloud of baking soda and cement dust that just kind of permeates the air. If you look up, you will see a kind of half burnt out fluorescent tube light above you. And it's pitch black in there because the lights were turned off down there. Like, the fuck happened?
Who knows? Who knows?
I like how you could hear the Roomba firing up, like, to come clean up the mess. Like, I'm on it, Jackson, don't worry.
I suppose I'll have to make some inquiries, but this isn't what I wanted to show you.
Okay. And are you taking him through into the?
I'm gonna open our
sorry, what are you
fucking
doing?
door.
What are
Me
you
and Jesse
doing?
right now are not having this.
What are you doing?
So you go into.
You're gonna fill
Are
this
we
man's
turning
lungs
him?
with
Like,
dust.
Are we turning him, or are we just sharing this info with someone who might be part of the Inquisition, or at least have connections to it? Like,
You go into the green room,
My scene.
and Jackson, unfortunately for you, you see that some trails of the concrete powder and baking soda goes into this room. But not only that, you see, like, your senses kind of light up because you smell drying vitae on the floor, and you see shards of glass everywhere. And one of your green room vanities is busted. And by
this is like we had a rager and our parents came back and we didn't clean the place up in time, and we're just like.
And I will say that the Vanessa, VW, and Fitzgerald are nowhere to be seen. Though I will say, at the very least, you saw Vanessa at the front doing what she's supposed to.
Oh, doing her job, huh?
Yes.
I don't
Funny
have
that.
a job. I exist.
So
Your job is to. I sort of fucking.
So again, it's pitch black and it's still very hard to see. And Darian's kind of like,
Where are you taking me?
Jackson, what the fuck's going on?
If I'm honest, I have no fucking idea.
You didn't do this?
No, I didn't.
Did Omen do this?
No.
I'm sorry, but your other friends, they don't look like the type to suddenly, I don't know,
Snap.
break a 4-foot tall fucking mirror.
There's a lot you don't know about them. There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of. Come.
You act like you're religious. And he kind of he goes forward, but he kind of takes out a Zippo lighter and kind of he clicks it on so he can see anything. Jackson, you can see a little bit better in the dark, so. Error.
And he will take him to the goddamn door to our bedroom he's been trying to get to all night.
Where
Remember when I was so concerned during our session about if I locked the fucking bedroom door? Remember that? Remember how I was like, Julian, did I lock it? And then I went and I checked and I was like, right, I locked it. Yeah, it's locked. No one's getting in here. No one's finding this
Yeah,
shit.
but you know who people have the key? Or the people that can stay in there.
Yeah, I know, but I wasted time and energy when apparently we're just gonna leave the fucking door open for anyone.
VW, you're having a really intense well, actually,
No,
You know,
that
maybe
was,
this
that was
could-
later.
yeah.
This could break your guys' blood bond in a way, or make you hate them.
Well, they don't have a blood bond yet, thankfully.
Almost.
Yeah,
We're just
not
Maybe,
yet.
maybe if VW decides to rip apart, they decide to rip apart each other, then
Why would we rip
That'll
each other
that'll
apart
that'll be
with
the blood
BFFs?
marriage. Anyway, you open the door to the room where you spend your days, and subsequently your coterie members spend their days. It is
If anybody's in there, I'm gonna fucking scream.
there's nobody in there.
Okay.
It is hard to see because again, it is pitch dark down here. But as you kind of show Darian kind of walks by kind of very slowly, and he passes by each kind of coffin, which, hey, at least the room looks nice now. It's pleasant. It's a place where you can just vibe. And it has the goth chic, look. I'm sure
Blacks and reds, yeah.
lots of
There's
blacks
a
and
whiteboard
reds.
on the wall.
No, the whiteboard's not there.
That's next day.
That's next day. And
There's a
Darian,
fucking whiteboard in our hang.
wait,
It's more like
just
a
wait,
chalkboard, honestly, but yeah.
I swear to Christ.
just wait.
what the
Darian,
fuck happened?
Darian, we'll find out. Darian will stop, and he kind of turns towards you. He looks kind of, for the first time, he looks a little quizzical. Normally Darian is very deadpan kind of expression person, and he'll say, "Are these even necessary? And is this why I don't see you during the day anymore?"
You catch on quick. No, they're not necessary, but it's a bit of gothic flair I just couldn't pass up.
He turns to look towards one of them, and he pokes his steel-toed boot at it, and he'll say, "I got a question. In fact, actually, I got a lot of questions.
I imagined.
First, with what happened at the Marquee Club?" He turns back towards you after he's done kind of scuffing one of the coffins. We'll say it's BW's coffin that he scuffed. Not yours.
Technically, we don't know entirely.
Why did the attack happen? Why did that happen? Is this new place that we're at now, is that even safe? What the fuck was the snake?
Marquis was, call it right place, wrong time. There's some very complex politics involved, but splinter groups, etc., going after high-profile kindred, we call ourselves.
Kindred. You don't use the term vampire.
It's a bit old hat, isn't it? It's a bit Bram Stoker.
This is literally like someone in middle school going up to their friend and be like, I'm a mermaid.
Okay.
The snake was...
Darian be like, I know what you are.
I know what you are.
The snake was just one of the many assailants. This club has been specifically designed to be a safe haven.
He kind of like his brows go a little higher, and he like looks behind you towards the green room. And it's safe from those kind of I'm sorry, kindred. He does this while still holding the Zippo lighter.
It should be. We've got a crack security team.
Damn it, Roomba. Can you guys hear her?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Our security team is a bunch of tweens.
Crackpot security.
Yeah, the teenagers that Vanessa barks orders at.
They listen.
They listen.
Kind of, he sighs. Fucking... What do you... Jackson, what the fuck do you want from me telling me all this? It can't be for no fucking reason.
Because there are very few people who can be trusted with this sort of information. And because plastic vanity is going worldwide. So everyone involved needs to be on the level. Besides, I'm tired of replacing band members.
His eyes kind of narrow at that, and he goes, so the other band members know already?
Omen does. But to be perfectly honest, he had us figured before we even met. There's something very special about him. I suppose you ought to know.
His brow's gonna furrow at that, and that doesn't seem to add up to him. But he'll say, like, look, I don't remember when I met Omen. I just saw him playing in a lot of different places when I was making my way across America. Just had the same type interest in music.
I suppose that's a conversation we might be able to have another time. But I'm telling you this because, well, we need to be able to trust one another, don't we? If we're going to take this as far as we must.
What are the strings attached, Jackson?
Strings? Well, there are none unless you want there to be. Don't tell anyone. Just know that there's a whole world hidden behind the one we knew. If you want to know more, I'll be here. If you want more, we can discuss.
He kind of like... Are you trying to persuade him here, or are you just
No,
saying
he's just gonna give him a little smirk and let the fangies show.
You do this, and
It's a tease. It's an enticement.
yeah, you Kudo, shush. You do this, and Darian's expression kind of goes a little deadpan again, and the lighter goes off. Shh, you be quiet. And you can tell he's walking past you, and he'll say, sorry, I like staying human, and I don't want to be anything fucking different. Those are my terms.
Fair enough. You're lucky to have a choice in the matter. He'll be kind of dour about that, but it's a little... It's a little bit like, don't say I never did nothing for you, which is like, I could enthrall you if I wanted, basically. Not so much a threat, but like, you have it pretty good.
I could if I wanted to, even though you succeeded every check.
Or at least
It's
met.
one fucking check. I didn't do nothing fancy on him.
You say that, and Darian kind of like shrugs and goes, "Blessing or a curse? Fuck if I know."
He won't say anything. He'll just kind of like give him a shrug.
Okay, if you're not gonna say anything else, he's gonna keep going and kind of like he gets back to the green room, but then he's like, "Are you gonna call someone to fix all this or clean this shit up?"
That's what Fitzgerald is for. Business is over. Let's go enjoy the night, shall we?
I'm the janitor.
Yeah, I guess you're the janitor.
You're the person in the office. You make the calls.
At least you have a job.
As far as Jackson is concerned, you make the calls.
You do, Jesse. You do all like the business front end stuff.
That's the one.
With,
He's got
with
glasses.
Vanessa. Yeah, and Darian will go with you back up, and as roll for me wits and insight, just for shiggles.
It's an insight.
Not a wits and wages.
No.
Boop. And 4. This is bullshit. One of mine was a 10. Come on. Can I add anything to that or add any modifiers?
Is it a social check?
This is more of like an empathy kind of check.
No, it's not.
Here. I will say that as far as you are concerned, despite the fact how you just basically said, "Don't look at me, but look at me," kind of situation, Darian's acting normal. Darian.
He knows because he's in it with Gavin. I'm telling you.
He drinks, a little bit more, but you know that Darian isn't necessarily the type that does excessive amounts of drugs. And occasionally throughout the night, he'll poke you and say, is Mirage in on it? Is your groupies in on it?
Yeah, he's gonna let everybody know who is on the level. And I also know that we kind of discussed in what the discussion would be when we didn't know if we were going to be doing this scene or not.
Mm-hmm.
That the conversation will steer toward Gavin, in terms of just like what's the story there.
Okay.
Letting him know that you asked about threats.
Sure. If you ask about how Darian met Gavin,
Yes.
He met him when he was pretty young, like 12, back in Hawaii. And that Gavin's the reason why he left the island in the first place. And that they used to play music together, but that life always seemed to push them in different directions. I would like for you to roll for me another wits and insight.
Winsight.
Winsight.
You roll first this time, motherfucker.
Okay. 3.
I'm gonna shit myself.
So, do you want to spend willpower to re-roll 2 of your dice?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, spend a willpower.
Okay. Reroll 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
okay.
So 4.
So, I'll give this to you.
They fucked.
You get the sense that
They fucked.
whenever Darian talks about Gavin, he speaks highly of him. And you got this kind of from the first conversation where Darian said he has a good voice. But as you hear Darian talk over like, you're presuming his 3rd glass of whiskey, you get a sense that there is a sense of admiration that's hidden beneath his tough-to-read exterior. Just admiration. That's all you get.
Oh, I just remembered Blood Debt. Okay, I know what's going on. But yeah. That is, I won't say concerning, but he will let him know, the situation. Clearly, he didn't know anything about the fucking vampire hunting shit he does on the side. But he'll just say, something to the effect of life pushes us in different directions. Like, oh yes, more different than and then he's dangerous.
Does he tell him about the stuff with Jazz?
I think to hammer the point home that Jackson, or that Gavin rather, is someone to be wary of. He will say, yes, we found out what happened to Jason. Gavin killed him.
Okay. You say that, and Darian will essentially ask, do you think he's a threat to you guys?
He already has been. From what I hear. To VW especially.
He takes a sip of his drink and he leans back, and you guys are in the VIP section now, and he goes, no. He's not.
What?
How can you be so sure?
He takes another sip and he'll say,
Because I know the truth.
I saw him briefly a few months back. He showed me his kid, saying he needed to leave with her immediately. I don't think you understand how much family is important to Gavin.
That depends whether or not this whole Inquisition is a family business or not.
Talk about a shitty name. Look, if he has a kid, I'm sure he's probably worried about her now.
If you're certain.
Like I said, I haven't talked to him in months. And you can kind of hear like a bit of a sour note to his voice.
Yeah.
And that's where you kind of get with,
Okay.
get from that with him.
Cool.
And you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and you get super tired in the morning, and then you don't care about all the mess, and you walk past VW and Fitz, and you go to bed.
Sick.
So from there, we will jump back to present night.
Jump cut.
Snap back to reality.
Jump back to the present night, 2 of which have passed since the opening of the Gilded Cage. It is now Sunday, July 15th. Vanessa, Jackson, I would love for you guys both to roll me your nightly rouse checks.
Wow.
I think we technically already did.
Yeah, you guys do not need to. I just need it.
Okay.
I just need one from Vanessa and Jackson.
Cool.
Okay. Vanessa, you are hungrier, and you are at a 4 now, right?
Yeah, I might need to get a snack.
Okay.
Shigungi.
Like I had said in the chat, I have something written for hunting stuff. Hopefully we'll get to it.
If not, we're gonna go on a
We're
frenzy.
gonna go on a front. We still
Yeah,
not
like,
going
I don't
on a
know. Go
frenzy.
like fucking sip from a boy or one of the boys or something before we have this.
It's my favorite Seal song.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get any resonance.
Sip from
the
a boy.
boys.
Go fucking sip from someone before we have this conversation. Dear God.
We'll
Nope.
take a sip from a boy behind the stage.
VW and Fitzgerald. Oh my God, we're never
Yeah.
gonna get there. VW.
Yeah, what?
Yes. Yeah. You
Yeah,
guys just
yeah.
had done. You guys just got done with a painful conversation about the levity of what blood bonds really mean and the feelings about lost family members. A letter that VW had received from a Camarilla venture named Joshua was finally delivered to its recipient, and Fitzgerald made his way back to the privacy. I do believe you went back to the green room or the coffin room. I'm not sure, but somewhere
We went back
private.
to the bedroom and I left.
Went back to privacy.
And Jesse, I would love for you to reread this letter as Fitzgerald, since we lost it in the VOD.
Okay, so
The void.
set the scene. It is a blank sheet of paper, and the reason why VW was upset about it was because it was blank to her. But when you use Sense the Unseen, you're able to see the true text that lies beneath it.
You can also use lemon juice.
Or put it over a candle.
Oh yeah, just take a fire to the Declaration of Independence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Nicolas Cage.
Throw it in the oven.
Yeah, I was gonna say we put
No!
it in the oven.
Take a shot every time they say Declaration of Independence in full.
You
In that
fucking
movie,
die.
You will die. Alright. So once he uses Sense the Unseen, he is able to read the following. To those who are bestowed this.
As Fitz.
Oh, sorry. To those who are bestowed this. It has come to our attention that one of our traitors has made himself known. A kindred, whom the Camarilla have welcomed into their arms during a tumultuous time in the history of our kind. Childer of the treacherous Catherine of Alloy, 12th generation kindred Louis Alard, on charges of the following: conspiring with sire to embezzle countless jewels and relics from Camarilla possession, breaking the following traditions, breaking the masquerade on several accounts,
In the fourth wall.
Create-
Twice.
creating progeny without permission of one's elders, not holding Childer accountable for their actions. He by this
Fucking
day forth will be put on a red list until Louis Alard is brought to the final death. Any and all participants are welcome as long as proof is bestowed to Elysium, to which rewards will be presented at such time. Happy hunting, Queen Anne Bosley.
It says Prince in the letter, but Fitz knows to say Queen. Fitz.
I just realized that fucking Louis Allard backwards is just Dracula.
Fitz.
Drow Suilu.
No, it does not say Dracula.
It's very close.
Fitzgerald.
Drala Sol.
Upon reading this, your vision goes almost white. The mere thought of your sire being put to the final death causes near retching to happen in your stomach from having recently fed upon one of the lost boys. I would love for you to roll for me a frenzy check at a 2 difficulty.
To die? Like,
He just pulled my mom pants off. I'm gonna have to pull them on again for the same fucker. Like, really?
Whee! I don't know what it
Fitz, I swear
says.
to
What
fucking
is
God.
hold
Fitz,
on.
I
Wait
swear
for it to
fucking God.
load.
Gotta put the willpower in there, which is
Swear to fucking God.
is
You were always great.
that. And then my
It's
humanity is fantastic. You know, it's
It's
the
gonna be a
Oh.
0 or a 1.
it's the highest of the group. So
It's gonna be a 0.
here we go. Here we go.
You'll be fine. Oh, yeah.
that was
Woo,
a crit.
shit!
Yeah.
Shit!
That is,
You
that is...
can't messy critical humanity roll.
No.
Sorry, a frenzy roll.
I'm so human!
You're
It's
so
perfectly
human.
reasonable that he maintained his reason.
You,
Like, I'm not
Fitz.
actually in
I'm the
love,
most
so
reasonable
it's fine.
person here, so
you are the most
I
logical.
can't frenzy.
Connie?
You manage to bite back the rage that kind of prickles over the round of your skull,
Ow! I bit my tongue.
telling you to get revenge on who would hurt your sire, and your vision clears again, leaving you to think clearly. What do you do?
I have to talk to my coterie.
Okay. Can talk to your
Who
coder.
is this man?
Okay. Can talk to your
Who
coder.
is this man? What?
Family
Not
meeting.
my Fitz.
You
Family
know,
meeting.
Not my Fitz.
you know,
I can't do this alone.
you know, with it being on a Sunday, that the club is not going to
We're
run.
at church.
No.
I would be.
Yeah,
It should be.
You might be able
Not
to go to church
anymore.
later.
You're not allowed.
You just don't go to that church. You know that it's Sunday, and that despite the fact that the club is open on Sunday, it is not open as late. And you know that based on what VW said, you know who also gave VW to give the letter to you.
Sure. I guess I will. The moment I have the letter, I'm going to roll it up, fold it up, whatever. It's in my back pocket now.
I got one hand in my pocket. I'm sorry.
And it looks like Nessie has a heart. Like if there wasn't a dot in the middle, it looked like a heart. Anyway, I got distracted by cat. I'm gonna go upstairs to the space, and I'm going to be looking around trying to get eyes on basically every member of my coterie, and probably catch eyes with Joshua.
Okay. I would love for Vanessa, VW, and Jackson to roll wits and awareness.
Wits and wages.
Wits and wages.
Send wagers.
I like that. That's our little.
Wits.
I like that. That's one of our.
That's our VTM joke.
Our VTM jokes. I don't know
Wits
why
and-
it's funny, but it is.
Wits and wits.
Yeah, and I have 0 in awareness, and it's always bad to be me making
It's
this
in
check.
my wife.
Yeah.
My wife.
Yeah.
I got
I
this many.
I have much to think
Okay.
about.
Vanessa, you roll.
I'm trying to.
There. Well, that's why it took so long. So gosh darn long. All your
I'm
hungry die.
hungry.
You're
I'm
hungry.
fucking hungry.
All those gosh darn dice is just all on your hunger dice.
Don't you know? But Vanessa, you
Fucking
There's
hungry.
a prince in Minnesota, and he probably sounds
it's
like
it's
that.
Lloyd. Vanessa, you see Fitz first, which makes
Yeah.
sense because you were the one that is kind of you're meant to keep an eye out to see if there's anything weird happening, and you definitely catch sight of Fitz kind of stopping into the middle of the dance floor, stopping in the middle of it, not dancing, not doing anything.
Screaming.
Not screaming, just
But
in the way.
but looking around very wide-eyed. It's very clear that he wants attention or assistance in some capacity. Next, Jackson, you notice this from I'm assuming you're in either the VIP section or at the bar.
And now he's looking at the till, and he's very happy.
He's very happy. Yes, considering you're on day 3, this so good money. If only you could sell band merch at the same time.
Bitch.
But
I'm busy buying a t-shirt at the bar.
Yeah, you catch sight of Fitz standing in the middle of your dance floor, ruining everyone's vibe. VW, and you get done putting on a t-shirt, and you also see Fitzgerald kind of ruining everyone's vibe.
It's just standing there menacingly.
And between the two of you,
Oh, you should have seen me on the first day.
Oh,
Oh, you should have seen
God.
me on Friday.
oh god, that was bad.
We were running around covered in glass and burned and baking soda and cement,
It was not good. But I will say VW
blood.
and
Well, maybe you should have done that.
well, it was either that or
We
burn
fixed
the
the
place
problem.
down.
Regardless, it's fine. Anyway.
But between the two of you, VW and Jackson, the black-haired Ventru is kind of seated there, and he does not look thrilled at seeing Fitz's expression, but he does look towards you, VW, and he'll say, "Well, if he needs to speak with me, I'll be here. I won't
Oh.
force a conversation."
I'll let him know. And she's gonna make her way for Fitz. I fucking hate Joshua.
Just a nice.
Jackson's just looking at this person like, are we meant to know who this is?
This is so funny. It's so funny. I love it.
Like, what the fuck is this?
In fact,
Fuck are you?
In fact, Jackson, you think this, and Lilu hands him another drink, and he just kind of holds it up to you, and
He's a regular, and you're like, who the fuck is this?
as a cheers.
This is
motion.
fucking guy.
I know, like, he came into the green room with us, and I was like, bitch, who the fuck, like, why is he here?
What the fuck is this guy doing with Gatsby cheers to you?
What is this shit?
He wants to have a private conversation. You invited himself. I was like, I hate him.
I love this. Anyway,
Jackson's gonna ask Lilu who the fuck this person is while this scene happens.
Oh, okay. Let me scroll back up real quick, because I actually had that written.
Oh, crap. Well, no, we could do that after if you want.
No,
No,
do it
no.
now.
do it now.
In
because
quote,
I'm
who the
literally
fuck
going-
is this?
I'm
It's
literally
okay.
going to Josh after
It's
this.
brief. It's
Oh,
brief.
okay.
Leela will say that she has surmised over the past couple days that he is a young man named Joshua Hart. And he's some sort of business type from Brent, who's come to check out what's shaking in Camden. And as far as she can tell, he's thrilled with the new business prospects in the area.
Is Lilu on the level, or is she just like a normie?
As far as you can tell, she's a normie.
Okay. He'll just kind of give a little nod to that, and is it clear that this person's a fucking vampire?
Absolutely.
Okay, he just bleeds it.
He flashes you a smile, very subtly that no one else sees, and you just see the slightest glint of like a perfectly curved fang.
Yeah, he goes like this.
Jesus.
Maybe if he was a Malkavian, but no.
Yeah, okay. Jackson will make it a point to figure out what the fuck this idiot wants later.
Mood. This is why we're friends.
Okay.
I'm gonna go intercept Fitz.
Oh. Okay.
He looks like a stick-up butt type.
Did you see him in the
That's a
conga?
venture. Anyway,
Let me find him in the fucking conca now. God damn it.
If you come towards him, he will, where is he?
Oh, fuck this guy. I'm sorry.
I know,
Flips.
right? I know, right, though? Where's who? I thought you were resting.
Where is whoever gave me the letter?
I told him you were busy.
And where is he?
Why do you need... What did it...
EW almost just did. Why do you need to know?
By the way, Jackson and Vanessa, you guys can also infiltrate on the dance floor at any given time.
Why?
Slowly shuffles.
Because I need to
Like,
ask. I need to talk to him about the contents of the letter.
Yeah, what did it... Fitz,
I will tell you later.
you know I don't like him.
I don't care. I need to talk to him.
I don't believe you met at the college.
That's why we met. I'll go look for him myself if you're not going to tell me. And he'll try and walk right by BW. Brr, brr, brr.
Is the bar not like 15 feet from the dance floor?
Oh,
There's
this
people
dance floor.
everywhere.
This dance floor is huge, my guy.
Okay.
We gotta fit as many warm bodies in this place. But I will say that, Jackson, are you going over there? Or are you staying?
I mean, we're coming to you now.
Well,
Yeah,
I was
right,
gonna
at this
say,
point.
Fitz, you're gonna run into Vanessa next.
I was gonna say I'll just hang out and Vanessa can have her time.
Hello.
Are you okay?
Do I look okay?
No. Did
Then you are very astute.
Do you need me to help? You look like you're about to punch a wall.
I would never. I'm looking for somebody, that's all. And BW doesn't want to tell me where he is, so I'm going to look for him.
General description, do you want me to help you?
VW's like behind his shoulder, like...
Stinky.
He is one of us. He's been here for the last 3 days. He has an
explain
air.
A lot of people.
He has an air of elitism about him.
That could explain a lot of kindred.
No, this is different. It's a different kind of elitism.
Okay.
He's normally at the bar, so I'm just going to go over there.
She kind of sidesteps.
And I will talk to you all, I promise.
Okay. Don't publicly kill someone then.
I would never. He keeps going.
Look who's decided to grace us with his presence.
Oh.
I feel like I haven't seen hide nor hair of you for the last 2 days.
I have been around.
How did you enjoy the opening? Get into anything interesting?
I got into plenty of things.
I happen to notice, yes. We're going to need you to get a cleanup crew in here. Make a few calls if you don't mind. And also, I'd love to know exactly what happened backstage.
There's nothing to be worried about. People are enjoying the interactive exhibits in the VIP room and in the sections of the space. We've also added plenty of interactivity to add to the grunge of the space by adding Sharpie markers everywhere, so that way people can write and draw and leave their mark on the space. Interactive.
Fantastic. Yes, lovely. Now, I was asking about the backstage, particularly one of my vanities.
It's been cleaned up.
And yes, but I'd love to know whose vitae that was.
Perhaps not talking about this here is a good idea.
Oh, of course, yes. I was just wondering when we might discuss.
Immediately after I have this very pertinent conversation with my friend.
Oh, is he your friend then?
Joshua, this is Jackson.
I wouldn't mind being everyone's friend. Pleasure. Jackson Hart.
Jackson, this is Joshua.
I mean, Jackson Hart. Joshua Hart.
You take my name!
He has been here since the grand opening, enjoying the sights.
Well, I hope you like what you see.
I do. He will shake your hand if you offer it.
Yeah.
Very firm, but not too firm, not limp-wristed. Very professional.
Mm-hmm.
He's
And he'll say,
met at King's College.
You made a wonderful, tactful gamble, putting your new discotheque in the middle of a fishery. I'm wondering to see what sort of development's going to happen around it. In fact, I can see all sorts of things coming up from here.
Is that what you are? A magnate?
I'm an investor.
A very, very powerful investor.
And I think that getting a couple hotels in this area might do you some good.
I think it just might, yes. Perhaps we can discuss. Fitzgerald is a bit of the business side of things. Perhaps you can draw something up with him.
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to interrupt the talent from creating.
Creation is constant.
Please roll for me. Wits and insight at that. This is gonna be at a difficulty 4. He doesn't have his own pool yet.
Just waiting for it to load. That's 2 of them.
Okay, only 2. Okay. Yeah, you get the sense that he's a rather just kind of just charming individual.
Very charming.
And he definitely is going to take your word for it in regards to talking to Fitz about business side of things. If you don't want to talk money and taxes and zoning permits and stuff like that, he'll talk to Fitz about those things.
It's fucking boring.
Yes, that's what I'm here for.
Super
the
boring.
boring stuff, which I have some very boring things to talk to you about.
Would you like to go outside?
Perhaps that would be for the best.
I agree. He kind of, and I'll actually say, Jackson, you'll see him drop down like an obscene amount of quid on the
Good
bar
tip.
top.
Good tipper.
And Leela goes, "Ooh, I think he's my new favorite." And she just kind of like puts a well manicured hand and kind of slides it back.
He's gonna place a little fingy on it because he wants to count it first.
Oh, I'm sure it's real. This is the third time he's dropped this much. And then she kind of
He says, "Trust me, I know a peacock when I see one."
No. He's not a peacock. He's a wolf. Well, not a actual wolf. Like, isn't there like a phrase like Wolf of Wall Street or something? No matter.
Yeah, he'll let her have the last word. I can't think of anything witty.
She goes back to making
Jackson
drinks.
just fucking blinks. Like, I don't know anything about that.
What's Wall Street?
Today's been a hell of a week. I'm not as clever.
Excuse me. And
You wasted all the good, like, puns and jokes at the beginning of it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay.
yeah, with that 90 degrees, that.
Kitty.
Yeah, gonna go.
Okay. So you guys will go outside.
BW, are you coming?
I was gonna say I'm trailing like a fucking guard dog. I don't like this man. I don't trust this man. I hate this man. I hate him.
BW.
Joshua.
Miss Vance.
Joshua.
Brad! Rocky!
Are you joining us on this conversation?
I don't have to overhear it.
An odd one. Well, and he turns back towards you, Fitz. I suppose that you read the contents of the letter.
Yes, I did.
Do you want my brutal and honest suggestion?
Yes.
Would you like one of my men to stake you, or would you like one of your coterie members to do that? It would be
I'm sorry.
It would be the most efficient way to keep you from overacting and potentially getting yourself into a situation where you would also be facing the final death.
I'm completely in control right now.
Right now you are. But in the subsequent days, months, you may not be. I give that to you as a warning.
Are you threatening him?
Absolutely not. I'm trying to save his unlife. If I wanted Mr. Winters dead, I would highly encourage him to go run off and find him, with the illusion to think that he can save him.
I won't interfere.
You might. And when that time comes, which it will, then I would perhaps suggest Miss Vance to do it for you.
I think it's time for you to leave.
Well, considering that I am already outside, and he looks up and my chauffeur has already arrived, I'll be off then. Fitzgerald, if you'd like to talk more about peculiarities or outlines about your future and the future of this discotheque, please don't hesitate to contact me.
Thank you.
And before he goes, Fitz, roll for me wits and insight at a difficulty 2.
Inside. Wait. Click. I'm a
Would you like to re-roll your
The one?
the one?
No, because then I wouldn't be able to get the success anyway,
That's true.
even if I rolled a 10.
That's true. What I will give you is that there were things that Joshua would have told you if VW wasn't there.
That's not even like a roll.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he will go and he heads off in his pretty swanky sedan
I spit in his general direction.
town car, and he'll be off.
Shit.
Poggers.
Fuck shit. Tits.
Damn it.
I like him less every time we meet.
I don't care about that. I'm going to get everybody together and we're going to talk.
Oh, you want to talk for once?
Because he's right. I might do something about this. He's going to turn and he's going to walk back into the disco.
Family meeting!
We'll say for brevity's sake that the next 20 minutes consists of Fitzgerald gathering Vanessa and Jackson. Where do you guys all talk?
Bedroom.
Green room. If
In front of our
nobody's there.
nice new whiteboard.
It's chalkboard probably.
Why?
To fit the fucking aesthetic.
Okay.
At least a chalkboard is dark.
Is it a chalkboard wall so we can draw on it?
We painted a wall. We painted a
I
chalkboard
don't know if they
wall
had that in
while
the
they were
70s.
gone.
Doesn't matter.
We invented it.
It doesn't matter. This is a funny
We're here.
tabletop game
We're
for
here.
the vampires.
Yeah, right?
in it.
Okay.
We're in the room with
There
that
actually
that's
there aren't
missing
actually
vanity.
fucking vampires too, so
Yeah.
I think anything's possible.
No,
We're in the
I'm not
talking
letting you do
room.
that because then you'll be like, cell phones exist. I'm like, no.
Of course,
You're
cell
in the-
phones don't exist.
The
Okay.
designated talking room that's missing a vanity.
There's. Oh god.
You seem a bit more wound up than usual. Anything to do with that snidey little cunt?
Did you
Oh, you
kill
don't
someone?
like him too.
So there's someone we don't like?
Joshua. Yeah.
He's
Who?
he's not.
Vanessa, I will
Yeah.
say that you have led Joshua hard in each and every time. He fits the criteria of who you led into this place. He looks like he is well dressed, of high stature, and looks like he has fucking money.
Exactly, who? Because she's told to let, like, a
Yeah.
group of people that fit this.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire.
I'm under for multiple reasons. It's.
Do you want to just read the letter to everybody?
We'll start with that.
No, this
Oh,
is
read
fun
it
to watch.
again, but this time, like,
Upset.
you're about to, like,
Upsetting.
break.
Okay. So you read that, and then for everybody who has the Conca, if you want to reread the information over there, you can.
It's a journal entry called the Red List Letter.
The red list letter.
Hell yeah.
So
I should get that soon.
you read it over, and the first thing that kind of sticks out to you guys is that you
Love the font choice, by the way.
Oh.
The font.
I did that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jesse did all that. You see the term red list. You guys have never heard that before, or perhaps maybe you have in passing. I would love for someone to roll for me an intelligence plus streetwise or occult at a difficulty 2.
Why do that when I've already learned?
I can do it.
Well,
I've had a lot of education.
I have a lot of streetwise.
Let someone else figure it out.
They did it.
No, you didn't do it.
It was one success for Jackson.
It says there's success right there. Well,
Okay,
fuck.
Vanessa did it.
Big brain.
It makes sense for Vanessa to know this again because of the Hunt Club, right? Now, Vanessa,
Gem constantly.
you know what a blood hunt is, and it's a super cool, awesome, fun thing where everyone gets together and goes on a fucking crazy murder purge on one individual.
It's like the Freemasons.
We'll get to the Freemasons later. But
Wait, what?
but I love the Freemasons.
Hey, take a drink when you're watching National Treasure every time they mention the Freemasons.
National Treasure 2, right?
But
It's
as
both of them.
Oh, yeah.
But as for the red list, you know that this is a much bigger blood hunt. It is on a multinational scale that everyone is in on.
Oh.
Normally, this is reserved for people who have survived a blood hunt previously and is said to be a threat to civilized kindred society as a whole.
Pretty cool.
So that's what you get from that.
If only
better
real
and
life,
better.
if only real life embezzlers are treated this way.
Vanessa's gonna find a little counter to sit on, quote unquote.
We probably
Maybe
have
not the broken part of our new vanity.
We've already thrown the old vanity away.
Yeah.
There's a new vanity.
Yeah,
We
there's
got
a
all the
new one
glass
there.
out of the couch. Don't worry.
So not to put you even more on edge, but it seems like your sire survived a past blood hunt,
Yes, I know.
and that means that the entire world is after them.
Potentially, if they're interested, yes. You're right. And, this is for everyone. Anybody can go and find him and kill him and get whatever prize the Queen wants.
Now, this strikes you all as odd. I won't even have you roll for it. You know that there are princes, and you know that there are barons, and for you, Vanessa, you know that there are counts.
I was trying to find a way
That's
to.
for sure.
I was trying to find a way to wiggle the question out, which is like, Queen?
Mm-hmm. But you have, but
Like,
there's
Vanessa literally mouthed a queen.
yeah.
I am inclined, rather, my blood demands that I try and solve this, or stop this, or do something about this.
Do we know that any of this is even true? It was put forth by the Camarilla, for God's sake.
Well, according to Camarilla law, if you make a child without permission, and then you could be subject to death. If you break the masquerade, you could be subject to death. If your child does something wrong, according to the tenets of the Camarilla, then you can be put to death. I don't know anything about the embezzlement, but Louis does own a lot of fortune.
Jackson makes many mental notes.
I will say, if anyone wants to consider the woman in the letter that was mentioned, Catherine of Valois, if someone would want to roll for me an intellect plus academics at a 2 difficulty.
I got this. Let me
I will
just
do it.
get hunger crit.
Messy crit.
I just fucking storm out.
Damn it!
Would you like to use willpower to re-roll your 1 die?
Fuck you.
What was the roll again?
It is an intelligence plus academics.
I don't have that much willpower left.
Mine's also 3 dice. Like it's not.
It's like you guys aren't smart.
Son of a piss.
Okay.
I've walked on a college campus.
I went to college.
Okay.
I visited
It's
the
fine.
quad.
It's not a crit.
I went
That's
to the
only
quad. I
110.
played bocce
Only
ball.
110. It's fine.
So I will say both Fitz and Vanessa, you guys both get this. And I must say, both of you must have paid attention in your Middle Ages history class.
Lame.
Ah, fuck all that.
Y'all have classes like that?
You
Yeah,
know,
we both actually paid attention.
We both went to
'cause
school.
you're both fucking nerds.
I went to college.
I was homeschooled.
You
From the
didn't
van.
go to school.
Bitch, you were homeless schooled.
I mean, let's be fair. Was VW really taught anything?
No. Does
I'm
she
not
retain
Marks.
any knowledge?
When you
No.
apparently when you put the penis in the vagina, a baby comes out.
If you're lucky.
Learn that from experience.
If you're lucky. Anyway, okay. So, you guys,
You're
you kind of
lucky.
you think in your brain meets, and you're just like, okay, this woman is a significant woman of history. And you get the sense, or you remember, cat, please stop licking my foot. It's not fun. You get the sense that she, Catherine of Valois, was daughter of Charles VI, otherwise known as the Mad King of France. A child bride to King Henry V of England, and later married into the Tudor line that would give way to the infamous King Henry VIII.
There's a fucking HBO show about that, right?
Yeah, but
Tudors?
she existed like
Tudor.
several
Isn't there...
several generations before King Henry VIII. He is her great grandson.
Henry V is that thug from Shakespeare.
Yep.
Fuck.
You know that she was neglected heavily as a child, and only lived for the children that she bared.
Oh, darling.
Mood.
Sadly, the most interesting thing about Catherine was the mystery behind her death.
You know what that was?
It is written that she died in childbirth, but there is speculation that she sought out help at the long-since-gone Bermondsey Abbey for an ailment that had plagued her for quite some time. It is peculiar that she wrote her will just 3 days prior to her reported death. Now, what makes the mystery behind her death even more so is that her body went missing. Shortly after her quote-unquote demise, her husband, Owen Tudor, at the time was imprisoned, and the body was never properly interred. There was a wooden effigy that was made, but even that was said to be halfway destroyed by her grandson, King Henry VII, for unknown reasons. Supposedly, her body was only interred properly during the reign of Queen Victoria and rests at Westminster Abbey. It makes you wonder what is actually there.
Kind of makes you think.
Funny enough, we all know that Queen Victoria, her whole family are werewolves. So that shit's all kinds of fucking.
That shit's fucking wild.
As I try to pawn Abigail off to the queen.
The two nerds word vomit this information probably.
They exchanged a glance and then they word vomit.
Yeah.
Are either of you the Shakespeare nerd, though?
Probably fits.
Probably.
Really?
Probably.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, there's a reason he's a Malkavian.
Right.
So, Louis was changed by her, turned by her, and Louis was turned during the French Revolution, I believe. I don't know if he was in trouble with the Camarilla then. I don't know. I just...
We know what happened to this Catherine. Another of our red listers, perhaps?
I don't know. I don't know the history of blood hunts.
Maybe he's always been on their watch list if the Camarilla seek order and, well, revolution.
One could assume it's the only reason he's part of the Anarch.
Either way, I am not sure that I'm going to be able to function knowing that this is happening, and I don't know what could happen to him.
One wonders what our Baron might think of this.
I don't know. I don't know if he should know yet.
You don't think he got one of these letters?
The Baron? Maybe.
I assume that every high-ranking, well, kindred and most of the hunt would receive that.
They have probably sent it to people who would be inclined to hunt.
Vanessa, you can always look into that as well, either by yourself or with others if you want.
Who wants to go to my fun club? We have.
Who wants to go to the foxhole with me?
We have a funny count.
Father
Soloway.
It's my father, Soloway.
Hell yeah. You can have him for this game if you want. But he says, no, go ahead.
I know where Louis is. I don't know if he's left that place yet, but I know where he was last.
He would be smart to move.
If he's lived this long, I'd imagine he must be.
I will say, Fitz, outside of knowing where Louis' residence is in Paris, the last time you actually saw him was almost a month ago in England, where he called upon you to reinforce your blood bond with him in a rather cozy cottage that you spent a lovely night together with.
Of course we did.
Aw.
Suck my dick, okay?
Yeah, what is VW doing during this whole time? She's being very quiet.
VW's been very quiet.
Yeah, she's having a hard think because she knows some things that she told Fitz she wouldn't spread around, so.
Well, you can very well break a promise.
You've done it before.
As we've demonstrated.
Yeah, that turned out fucking well. Okay.
I think Jackson will kind of turn to VW and say, well, he's your sire. Have you got any insight into what the Baron might think of something like this?
Didn't you say that you needed to do a hunt?
No, I don't think it'd be smart to try that, especially if there's going to be also other vampires trying to do it. Kindred. Sorry, Jackson, but I don't think it'd be smart to do that, especially no.
No.
I didn't say you had to go hunt down Louis. But I need to talk to Count anyway. And I could maybe inquire if there were any hunts that needed to be completed.
I see.
I don't.
A subtle ask to see if our dear Baron knows about this. And perhaps what his opinion may be. Fitz, I think we know where you stand.
I can't stand any other way.
What I'm wondering is if these charges are legitimate or why we should give a fuck what the...
Because he's my sire.
I said why we should give a fuck what the dear old prince thinks should happen. So quick to jump down my throat.
You know, if we actually try to stop it, we could be put on a hunt.
Not stopping it.
What do you
Prevent
mean?
it?
We're not preventing it.
But that's what I want to do.
But we can't exactly trust your judgment now, can we?
You can trust me to know that this would not be good.
In what way?
Fitz. For you to think clearly in this instance,
What?
you have to resist your blood bond for the session. I know it has it written in the book that you can technically, like, you have to do it like every action if the sire is there, and then every scene when the sire is not there, but we're just going to do it once per session. And this is going to be your resolve plus intelligence versus the bond, which is a 6. Let's see if you can willingly act of your own accord.
Nope.
You
Did
can
that crit.
you can re-roll 2 dice if you want to spend a willpower.
Okay.
Lord, you know I only call for you in times of need, and
Oh, you did it! Okay.
Rhoda, you just first bursted my ear to cut out my audio.
I'm sorry. But you do manage to do it, and for you feel like briefly the lovely thorns of roses of colors of passion red.
What was that sentence?
I was trying to think like a Malkavian.
A Malkavian way to describe it.
Yeah,
the rose-colored lenses come off.
the thorns
Lasers
relinquish
shoot
them.
out of his eyes. He cuts the building in half.
The grip
But it stops
loosens
summer
on
as
you,
fuck.
but only for what you feel perhaps is the rest of the night. But you can think clearly now.
The rain is gone.
What do I
Tell
need to
me why.
say?
Yeah, no. Tell me why it wouldn't be good if your bond with Louis was cut.
Because at the moment, he is my only connection to finding my brother.
He is not your only connection.
He is my only connection right now that I have.
He doesn't even know where
Vanessa, Vanessa and Jackson, you definitely can tell that there's something going on that hasn't been filled in for you two yet.
Sounds like some folks are doing some bonding of their own.
Oh, fuck off.
Woo.
Point being is that if you care about the Baron and his machinations, which I presume that you do, VW. Yes?
in a more healthy manner than you care for Louis?
Yes?
Yes.
Louis is part of those machinations, whether you like him or not.
Until he's a threat to the Baron, and then the Baron decides to cut him loose.
How is he a threat?
Well,
Do you
to
think
play
Cannon-
devil's advocate, he has called an international blood hunt on himself.
Yes, exactly. You think Cannon wants this on his back?
Well, Cannon could have just gotten rid of him, you know, anytime he wanted to. Without the need of a...
Louis has already had a blood hunt called on him. And Conan presumably had not killed him yet.
Probably thought that Louis could provide him with something, but he's had a couple chances.
You don't
Perhaps
even...
he thought that the hunt would take care of Louis without him needing to.
Fine. Ask him.
Let's just say that VW, your sire's goals don't align with Louis'.
If I'm perfectly honest, I can't remember for the life of me what this one looks like. Did we meet Louis?
Yes.
He's the French one.
Oh, that's the one.
He's very pretty.
Very pretty.
No one gives a shit.
Tragic.
I'm not going to go spilling anything. I will just see if Conan knows anything.
Okay, so we are going to try to contact the Baron by using communicate with Kindred
Gonna
Sire.
go make a phone call.
No, it's more than that.
It's more like
You need blood.
Yeah, well, VW
need
has
to
to
go
use.
on a hunt.
She has to use her own blood for
You need
this.
to go on a hunt.
Yeah, you guys are
I'm
all
hungry.
You guys are all very hungry right
I'm this
now.
close.
Very, very hungry right now. So VW can either do this and risk going at what, 4 hunger?
Or I can use my Golconda and go down to 2.
Okay,
Ha 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 ha.
sure you
Ha.
can. You can do that.
Ha
You can do that.
ha.
Either way, we still have to do a hunt, but
Yes.
Not right now.
No, we're all pretty hangy.
I think while this is maybe being contemplated, you know, like the finalized plan with Conan, or regarding Conan, I should say, Jackson will kind of approach Fitz, maybe like closer. I mean, anything is closer than Fitz wants him to be. but-
yes, you are. If you're like 2 arm lengths away, you're
Mhm.
far. That's an appropriate distance. When you get closer than that, I will definitely be
6
upset.
feet. 6 feet.
He's got to get a little closer than that, but he's just gonna
6
say,
feet.
"You say he's your only key to finding your brother, is it?"
I believe so.
And what about your brother is so necessary to find?
He's my brother.
Darling, he was. Before we all died. Sometimes it's time to let the past die with us.
No.
No?
Did I stutter?
Yes, several times. Fitzgerald, if we're going to be co-conspirators in all of this, I think we need to be a bit more open with each other, don't we?
I think having a goal other than help raising your magnum opus would be good. For at least his sanity.
My goal is entirely in line with my sire's goal, is entirely in line with the Baron's goal. I understand that we all have these connections, but sometimes it's worth it to just sod it.
I can't.
And I'm just asking why.
My brother disappeared. My brother disappeared when we were younger. I never knew why. Louis was the reason why.
Your brother's kindred.
Yes.
Does he have any Camarilla connections, perhaps?
Why are you asking?
I just wonder who might have a special reason they want to see Louis out of the picture. Besides the Queen herself. If I'm reading the room correctly, I'd imagine that there's a little bit going on behind the sire-child connection here. And I'd imagine that it might have happened to whatever your brother, whatever his name is.
My brother is not part of the Camarilla.
How can you be sure?
Because I've seen him in visions, and I'm seen what he's done.
What he's done?
In bits and pieces. I can see things. Things that have happened and things that will happen. And I've seen him in my visions, in my sight, and he's not a Camarilla. He's not an Anarch.
I don't know why you can't just find him yourself, then. If you see him all over the place.
It's not the same. The version of him that I see is not him. Louis turned him for a reason. And Lysander ran away from him for a reason. I won't know why if Louis dies.
Doesn't that feel better? Now we're all on the same page.
Yes, the same page.
And if you guys want, you guys could always investigate later together as a coterie, and that would be cute and fun
See,
and a bonding experience.
now we can. Now that we're being open and back and forth. Some
I don't know.
communication.
Vanessa's just feeling all this hostility in here, and she's kind of feeling a little anxious.
This
Yeah.
is like, I am very uncomfortable with the energy we've created in the studio today.
He doesn't like the vibe, and nor
They're just like fighting. Just like,
I
nor
really,
Vanessa's gotta go
beast-
kill something to feel better.
I really
nor
want to
the
ask a
beast whispering in
question.
the back of her head.
What's
Just
your
fucking
question,
leave.
GM?
Just fucking leave at this point.
Yes, we're on the same page now.
Just leave. To argue.
Good then, VTW can do a little blood ritual. And
You guys can go somewhere else. Well, first we'll do the blood ritual. BW. We're gonna do a ritual. Okay, you know how this goes. You have to focus on your last memory of your sire, which was him visiting you last month, with the warmth of summer weather. That was very pleasant, and you also recall a lot of the sweet sense of burnt amber in the air. You focus on that for 15 minutes. Now, to do your ritual roll, I need you to roll for me your rouse check plus a bunch of other stuff. So first the rouse check.
Fast. Doo-doo.
Hungry
Who's
again?
hungry? Not me. Nope.
And now you need to roll your intelligence plus your blood sorcery at a difficulty 2.
Oh, thank God we're gonna be gone by the time this happens. 'Cause
yeah,
she's
this
gonna go into a little fit.
she can frenzy alone in her room.
Yeah, well,
for all I give a
I was
shit.
actually gonna say, VW, where are you doing this?
On the dance
bedroom.
floor in the middle of
With
the
the fucking
night.
door locked.
Okay, so no one else is there with you? No one else is there?
Who the fuck else would be there? Omen?
The rest of your coterie members.
well,
That's what I'm
actually,
asking.
Well, no, hold on. I'm supposed to be teaching Omen shit.
No.
I don't think
Okay.
this is the best time.
I think your sire would like to like a Jedi communication
You're on
term.
I'm sorry,
what are you doing?
You're on speaker, babe.
Really don't want to see
No.
your sire Jedi
You're
communicate turn to see Omen.
Please roll for me. Intelligence plus blood sorcery at a difficulty 2.
Okay. But what if I don't want to?
You have to, or you're not going to do it.
Compelling.
Let's see. Survey. Aw, damn.
Okay.
Always got to do that little mouse over just to see.
This guy was going to check because it doesn't do it automatically, and I wish it did. You do it, and you focus for another 15 minutes. And for Jackson, VW, and Fitz, it's eerily quiet, and where VW is, thankfully, someone who has 4 hunger can't smell the blood. Otherwise, I would have had them roll a hunger frenzy check. But eventually, there is a connection, and your sire, who is you've probably done this with him a few times over the course of the past 4 months or so. It's more like he lets the connection happen, and he lets you talk first.
Which is always
And
a
he
mistake
hangs
on his
up.
part. Yeah, I was like, which is always a mistake, because I just go on without fucking stopping. So I'm not entirely sure what your opinion on Thin Bloods is, but apparently our haven is built on a couple of lines, and it led to a ghost problem. I can see Michael.
This wasn't the conversation that needed to happen.
It's a part of it, though. I wrote in for
What
it.
the fuck?
And so that kind of is leading to a lot of spirits turning up at our location. I'm not exactly the best at sorcery yet, so we had to call in some help, and in exchange he wants to have a meeting with you to perhaps gain some kind of protection.
The
His
Thin
name's
Blood.
Jeremy.
The Thin Blood wishes to be an anarch.
Kind of, maybe. I think he just wants protection. I don't exactly know if he wants to be an anarch.
He's your nephew.
I think he just wants to not be, connectionless.
He wants a dad.
I will decide the location and time. I agree to those terms. But I would expect either you or another Coterie member to be there.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. He knows Fitz and I, and he was very, very helpful with the ghost issue, which isn't an issue anymore. Hana doesn't have to worry about the Gilded Cage at all. Everything is under control and fine and up and running.
Spirits are a good insight to the past. You would be wise to listen to them.
But they didn't exactly want to talk to me or Fitz.
You must give
But
them
I'll-
reason to.
Yeah,
Cut to
I'll-
Vanessa with the spirit box sitting in the basement.
Hate. It said hate.
It said heck.
How old are you?
Behind. That's not how old you are. That's what he says about that. And he falls a little quiet. And I will definitely say that without you having to roll, you definitely get a sense that your sire is a little distracted right now. Although you can't obviously tell for what
Attention
reason.
away from you?
Yeah.
Your sire not paying attention to you.
He's sharpening his blood hunting sticks.
He is paying attention. He just feels a little bit
Multitasking.
distracted right now.
He's doing his taxes.
So what are you wearing?
He's playing Minecraft in the background.
How dare you say he'd play Minecraft?
It's the fucked up thing is he just summoned the Wither. And then he gets a fucking phone call. He's like, he's got it on his shoulder, and he's like just trying to
Just trying to fucking aim right now.
aim.
We're not getting to the hunt, guys.
Yeah, because he's hunting the Wither. so I won't destroy his overworld.
Just gonna down the rest of this alcohol.
And
Hey, I've had fun so far.
I'm glad.
speaking of sires, Vanessa's needs her to complete a hunt in order to I don't know gain more of an audience with the hunt members. So I try not to ask too many questions about that, but
As you should.
From what
Just get another stamp on her Hunt of the Week card.
From what I understand from reason, Vanessa needs to gain clout and trust within the Hunt Club. That may or may not involve her committing diablerie. For that, I have given reason to give her blessing.
and how exactly are we supposed to go about finding a hunt or her? I guess the rest of us don't necessarily need to like be involved with that, but like
Check the quest board in the tavern.
No, go to the count. He has an exclamation point above his head.
That's blurry too.
It's also blurry. Yes, your mom and your uncle said it was okay.
That I could do a murder.
Yeah.
Can I do a murder?
you sign up on my permission slip.
Vanessa got the M word pass.
Yeah. But as you kind of say this, there is kind of a brief pause, and he will say, "I'm sure that there will be a call for one when it provides itself."
Insight.
What's an awareness?
Is that what you want to do?
My sire would never lie to me.
Oh, you you fucking whipped.
Well, you're not all the way whipped.
Yes, she is. Now that I made it so that she saw him last month.
Alright.
Son of a bitch.
Alright.
Vanessa and Jackson are the cool kids who can still rebel against their
I don't
parents
got a
if they
single
want.
bond on
And
me.
you have Bond Junkie. I just gotta make the right moment happen for you.
I do got bond junkie, but it slacks off of me, which is sad.
Mm.
Makes me do it more.
You do it more.
Do it more.
Just gotta nibble on Gem more.
And I know you just said like you and Leeson are giving Vanessa permission to like diablerize and do a hunt or whatever, but does that fall into like certain constraints? Like are they like we don't want to accidentally, have her
Kill one of our people.
VW. I'm aware.
aware of what? There's lots of things to be aware about.
Aware of what in which you are alluding to. I received a letter.
I figured you would. Fitz received one as well.
Then why are you dancing around a bush?
Well, because
Do you not trust me to speak directly to me?
it's no, it's not you. Fitz mentioned that Louis might do something if word got back to him that he was speaking out of turn.
I will tell you my opinion on these things and nothing more. I'm willing to let whomever claim him if he cannot be strong enough to escape the Camarilla's grasp once again. In fact, I'm currently arranging to have my own small collective of anarchs go and test him to add to the insurance that information about your coterie, my existence, my location, does not get out. Louis provided many a great assets, that in which I cannot deny. But he knows the risks. He knows the risks behind someone who is as unhinged as he. Now, I ask of you a question. Is Fitzgerald to be trusted in his own right mind?
Those are two different questions.
In his own mind, I believe so, but he's not always of his own mind. I don't think.
Then it's settled. VW, when I arrange the time and place to meet this Mr. Pace, I insist that you attend and you bring Mr. Winters with you, for which you and I shall ensure that Mr. Winters does not cause harm to your coterie, to my factions again.
You hear a knock on the door.
BW, are we killing him? You're gonna be in there for a while.
I thought you were gonna be like, FBI, open up!
How many of you are there?
Can I give me the receiver? Let me talk to him.
It's not true. That doesn't happen.
You
Please, let it be great.
you said that Louis provided things that you needed.
Yes, assets.
Were those assets his childer?
Absolutely not. Louis's sire and himself were both originally a part of Camarilla. And then they left with quite a number of things. Some of those things have provided assets to our cause. Many of others are which lost. Lady Catherine absconded with more than Louis did. One may only guess where she might have kept them.
God, we're going on a fucking treasure hunt. I'm so excited.
Find
Catherine's lost vault.
Oh my god, maybe you can just return it all and see if, like, Louis will charge free.
We cool. We cool.
We cool, right? Hear all your relics back.
If only we knew somebody who
We
was
found
well
this in a
connected
weird
with
cave.
Camarilla.
Take.
If only you had a liaison, right?
Oh, only if. He's currently, like had bath salts, apparently. Like, he's been going off.
Yeah, Balthazar's just off somewhere picking his nose. It's fine.
I see Fitz as an asset. He may have his faults like Louis, but I believe that his valuableness outweighs that at the moment.
I might as well just put myself in the ground right now.
he pauses as you say that, and he'll kind of reiterate, you see Fitzgerald as a whole as an asset.
Yes.
It would appear that you are my child. Excellent. I'll be in contact.
Ask him what he thinks about Jackson.
unless you say anything else, he'll break.
Well, she wants to be like, does that mean do I have to bring him or not? But she's not gonna.
You are. He asked for you to bring Jeremy and for you to bring Fitz as well.
He's gonna go cry in a corner. Okay.
But that is
He
when
hung up without saying "I love you." Bye. So
it's okay. The meaning there is implied, especially when he said you are my child. There, that was like the greatest of honors.
That's the best thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not a failure.
My boy.
My daughter. Okay, so that's what you get from that.
I'm gonna put VW in Ungilded Tides as Count's like apprentice. I have to change her name to something like Wagon, because they don't really have like brands.
Art.
No, just change it from VW and just move it over like a letter on each side.
WX.
Cart.
Wix.
Wagon.
Wix. No, we already have a Wick.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe the other way. Anyway, that's what you have in conversation. Is this something that you want to share with the rest right away? Do we want to get to hunting?
Well, I'm sure when I come back, they're gonna be like, "So how'd the call go? What's Count's thoughts?"
And are you going to lie? I guess that's the real question.
I don't lie. Well, no, never mind. I take that back. I take that back. I've kind of fibbed a couple of times.
You fibbed many a time.
When?
Every time you talk to Amy.
But she's
Amy's
a human.
Not,
It doesn't
Amy's
count.
not my coterie. Amy
Amy
is a touchstone.
Amy
but
will she's remember
not my coterie.
Yeah, touchstones touchstones can cause you a whole bunch more damage.
Yeah, I know she's gonna take her shoe off and beat my ass. Like Jesus.
La
She's the
chancla.
mom I no longer have. Okay.
Oh my
Actually,
god!
she's gonna beat both of us.
Oh my god!
What?
We gonna do this or not?
Jesse can't believe how long this is taking.
Jesse themselves has gone crazy.
Jesse just wants to get to the treasure hunting part.
Treasure hunt. Treasure hunt.
I want to get food. Vanessa hungry.
We'll do that next.
I
Let's
open
go
the
kill
door and
some
they're all
people.
leaning on the door, like
Mhm.
they all fall in.
No, shut up.
You come out, Vanessa.
Star wipe.
You come out. Vanessa is anxiously tapping her foot. Jackson's probably pacing, and Fitzgerald is doing exactly what Jesse's doing right now.
Both of his legs are bouncing.
I'm gonna go do a sit next to Fitz and put a hand on his shoulder.
Dad wants to talk to you.
Dad wants to
Dad's
put
on
you
the
down.
phone.
Dad wants to put you down. Conan is okay with whatever needs to be done. He also wants to have a meeting with the two of us. And Jeremy, but he specifically asked that I bring you as well.
Let's solve the Louis problem, and then perhaps I won't get killed by the Baron.
I don't know. I spoke on your behalf. I think
And what did you say, VW?
I said you were an asset, and that when you are in your right mind, that you are very beneficial to the group, and once Louis, is no longer connected to you, you will be of your right mind 24/7.
You don't know what a Malkavian is, do you?
He's the smartest one here.
What do you mean by that?
Which part?
then when Louis is no longer around, and I won't have to worry about our bond.
Fitz, do you feel like you're being harassed right now?
Oh my fucking god! Every time I talk to him, god darn it! Every time you're like, are you?
Let's just say that Jackson and Vanessa are near the stairs, so if someone goes into a frenzy, we're fucking going.
We out.
What do you mean by that?
Jesse, answer
Whatever
the
that
question.
means. I mean, I don't know if we can break the bond or I mean, Lysander's fine, right? He's on his own.
Lysander's fine.
Lysander's a 10 out of 10.
Does Fitz feel...
Fitz came out here to have a good time, and he is honestly feeling so attacked right now.
Does
Pretty
Fitz feel
attacked.
any amount of provocation or harassment? Or
Why do you say this every time we have a conversation? You're like, is BW provoking you?
Or perhaps even being insulted by an inferior?
I'm his superior
In your mind.
on paper. Well, no.
In
yeah,
your
but
mind.
me and
Fucking
my
dog
bare
has
feet,
fucking
me and my-
papers.
Me and my bare feet. Never mind. I take it back.
We're not going.
Jesse just doesn't answer me.
We're not.
Answer me.
Am I upset?
I want to know if you're being provoked, harassed, or insulted.
All of the above.
Harassing you.
I'm being treated like I don't understand what you're saying. BW said when we break the bond between you and Louis, there's only...
And then I explained. I said Lysander doesn't have a bond with him anymore, and he's fine. He's
So
okay.
you're being insulted.
Lysander's doing perfectly well.
Especially with your blonde.
How do you intend to break that bond?
Let's ask Lysander. I don't know.
No. You would know how to break a bond.
Shit.
Based on the Book of Nod. You understand the story of Cain and the Hag, in which Cain became bloodbound to the Hag, in which he had to endure agony for months on end for a full year before her influence was finally broken of him.
That seems dramatic.
That's what you have to do to break a blood bond.
It's probably
A
exaggerated.
bond's not destined to fade.
I mean, they can after time, and Lysander seems fine now, apparently.
I imagine it's like kicking any addiction. There might be withdrawals, but it'll happen.
I'm not, Fitz, I'm not telling you what we should do. I'm just saying that Count-In is fine with any option that comes out of this.
Right, so he doesn't explicitly disapprove of this hunt either.
I'd imagine someone in his position has to be aloof to certain things that draw attention.
He needs to keep us safe as well, and if Louis isn't keeping the Anarchs safe.
I'm hungry.
That's
Yeah,
the
and
first-
he can't eat from anyone besides Louis.
No, he can because he resisted
yeah,
the bond.
He did.
So,
He did.
I think upon saying that,
It's the first rational thing I've heard all night.
do you guys want to do?
Please, I've been waiting.
You guys want to do a hunt?
Hunt.
Okay.
Star wipe. We're
No.
eating.
No, that's not what we're doing. What?
It's just like it requires rolls and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
My God.
Do you
dude,
not
guys.
want
I
to
feel
do
like
Fine.
I'm just
I
worried.
know all the best places to
I'm
burn
just
all the
worried that I'm
holes.
gonna fail. I'm just gonna make myself make Fitz more irritated. But let's go.
Okay, well here's the point of this, and this is me kind of explaining meta in terms of resonance. when you consume blood from humans, they typically have something called resonance, and resonance falls into certain categories: phlegmatic, melancholy, caloric, or sanguine. Now, I've kind of homebrewed a lot of things for those of you watching on the internets, because typically the only way to get experience for your disciplines is through diasporas. Diasporas is a very deep-seated emotion and or feeling in a person, which may or may not exist in every person. In fact, typically diasporas needs to be harvested, and typically once it is consumed, it is gone. You cannot harvest it again. But you can get other cool effects from consuming diasporas, like getting like pluses to certain checks. Like you can like get like +2s to like persuasion checks, brawl checks, things like that, depending on what you are looking for. That being said, if you want to get experience from just consuming resonance, you will not get experience from people unless you make a kill. This is where it kind of comes in terms of the players being like, do you want to level up or do you want to just feed?
All right, boys, let's go find a bunch of criminals.
So, Jesse, we already did your resist, so you can feed freely this night. So what I would love to know is what resonance people are kind of looking for, and I will kind of go through each. Phlegmatic does aspects and dominate. Melancholy gives you fortitude and obfuscate. Caloric gives you celerity and potence, and sanguine gives you blood sorcery and presence.
Caloric gives me celerity and potence, right?
You have to choose one when you take the experience, but that's what it offers, basically.
Yeah, I would like to go for that, because...
Is sanguine just the only presence one?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that what Jackson wants?
Well, you gotta kill somebody, right?
Yeah, but you've done it before and you don't care.
Oh, no, I don't give a shit. But I'm also not that hungry.
What are Chronicle tenets again, exactly?
That's the thing, too.
Chronicle tenets are not to harm anybody.
We are not beasts. Do not kill or maim for pleasure. Well, it's not for pleasure, it's for XP.
It's for XP. It's for power leveling.
For power.
I mean, Jackson is kind of like more than fine with just fucking taking a sip from the flock.
You can, but I will say that your flock does not give you a resonance. I know. So you don't get the possibility of experience.
I didn't get anything from killing Chad.
No, because it literally says like unless you level up your herd, you don't get any resonances from them.
Oh, I see. What a fucking waste he was.
So how much XP in a skill?
You get two experience to put into a discipline.
Okay, so does that like per point cost like per discipline skill? Does it cost like 1 experience?
No.
Or like the level that it is how much?
It's like the level that it is. If you go in the Conca, there is an experience guide for that. And you can kind of look to see how that kind of builds up there.
Question.
I'm trying to gauge if it's worth it.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll make it 5 experience.
Julian really wants us to murder some people.
I'll make it 5 experience to gain in a discipline.
Listen, all I care about is sanguine, and I can get that from like Jackson or some shit. I don't have to kill a normie to get that.
Right, but what I will say is that also when you guys go on a hunt, it behooves you to go in a group.
Yeah, I can go. I'm gonna turn my back when they fucking kill someone, but I'm concerned.
Jesse, did you have a question?
Coterie right now.
What's up, Jesse?
I see that some of the abilities say that they have an amalgam.
Yes.
Does that mean that the ability itself has a prerequisite?
Yes. Okay. So, say to get dementation, which is what Alaska has done to you and what Louis has done to you, you need to have obfuscate.
I don't have obfuscate, so how do I?
So to get obfuscate, you need to
just suck a vampire.
you need to taste the vitae of a kindred that has obfuscate, which would be, in this case, Vanessa, or if you wanted to find, obviously, you've tasted the blood of Louis, and Louis has obfuscate because he's done dementation. So you've already clicked that box.
Okay, but then what is the other thing?
So to get that, it means you need to get experience in obfuscate, which is melancholy.
You can't just spend experience. You need to get the experience from doing a drink.
Typically, this is a faster way to get extra experience points.
I see.
You can use your base experience points to put into these, but there is a merit in, because haha, vampires feeding and stuff like that. They want to give a perk,
an incentive
yeah, to go out and do hunting and stuff like that. Otherwise, no one will do it.
Right, but if you wanted it, you could just take the XP that we have and fucking invest
yes,
it.
Yes, if you want to do that as well.
Also,
absolutely.
Understand that normally in normal VTM rules, you get an experience point per session.
That's the thing, yeah. So
yeah.
Julian is being very kind because we're doing a fucking show and we want it to be interesting.
Yeah.
I will say for role-playing purposes, again, Jackson is not really hungry enough, I think, to really give a shit right now. However, so which means he's gonna go back to his herd, just to cleanse for the night. Again, for character purposes, seeing how fucking distraught Fitz is over this, and in a way kind of relating.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson also knows that Fitz is not a picky eater, but he's a sensitive eater. He will offer, if Fitz would like, just to come by if he's hungry and have a sip from the coterie. Or not the coterie, the herd, I mean. He's had a hard night, he deserves something easy. Throwing that out there.
Friendship. Shit, man.
I'm gonna go be Batman.
Hell yeah, dude.
Trying to be in the correct headspace for Fitz right now.
Fitz can think clearly. You also know what happens when you feed from other vampires.
Yeah, but they're not vampires. They're humies.
No.
Right, that's the thing.
Oh,
so
yeah,
like you know, if it were that, you know, Fitz just wants to fucking eat and have done with it, Jackson is offering, you know, the herd.
Fitz is
for a nice quiet night in.
I don't think that Fitz wants to do a quiet night in.
He wants to go do a murder.
For the explicit reason that it's kind of tough, right? Because if I do kill somebody, I do lose humanity in doing so.
You gain stains.
I gain stains.
Right.
It doesn't kill my humanity right off the bat, right?
And then then it's just a dice roll away whether or not you repent properly. Which is the only reason I lost to humanity, is because I failed to repent.
Yes, you failed to repent.
I didn't even have to fucking repent, but I tried it and I fucked it up.
Okay.
You know, if I'm gonna be Batman, this is perfectly aligns with my tenets. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, like, even though everyone has a predator type, it does not mean that is the only way you have to feed.
Right. It's just preferred.
It's just your preferred way of nomming.
I'm sorry. I guess let me just say it all. So Fitz is a clear-headed mind. Fitz wants to participate in the hunt because he wants to find Louis, because a part of him hates Louis and wants to kill Louis, so he needs to get stronger to do so. But the other part of him wants to protect Louis, and he's not strong enough to do so. So he needs to have more power in order to do it. Therefore,
also, he's just fucking pissed. He wanted to unleash, right?
Yes.
Therefore, I feel like he'd be inclined to go hunt specifically to...
Well, if you want some more physical strength, caloric with potence will give you, like, stuff like lethal body, where you can literally do what Vanessa did and clear someone's head right off.
With a rotten piece of wood. Mm-hmm. But then, you know, you got the melancholy thing if you want to up your fucking funny mind powers.
I need to if I want to get, like, things like dominate and stuff like that, so I need to get obfuscate.
To do dementation.
Okay, so then now Jackson is of the mind of, if everybody else is doing it, he might as well.
Might as well, God.
If
Yeah.
everyone else is gonna go to the mall, I might as well go to the mall.
This thing, he'll stretch his legs.
Okay, so Jackson's gonna go for Sanguine, Vanessa's gonna go for Caloric, Jesse, you're gonna go for Melancholy because of Obfuscate?
Because I need to get Obfuscate before, if I want to level up my Dominate.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm the DD.
It's VW is not Drankin.
VW has prey exclusion.
Ah, that too.
I have prey exclusion too, but again, my desire to save or kill Louis is stronger right now.
Mhm.
I think that it's that to me sounds fucking valid from a character perspective.
Yeah. So what's VW doing?
I am keeping an eye on Fitz. I mean, I'm keeping an eye on everyone, but like Fitz is the highest concern right now.
Okay, so you're just gonna follow Fitz and not feed.
No, I'm just tailing everyone.
Okay, and you're at 3 hunger or 4?
3, I believe.
3. Okay.
Good. So now you won't need to roll to resist blood smell.
Yeah. Okay, so once I've written you guys all down and who you're going after, I would like to ask, where do you guys plan on hunting? I know, like you said,
I don't know London like the way that like you probably do or anything.
well,
like
you could
that.
just list like locations, and I can fill.
Oh, Vanessa's
I
going
can
to
fill
fucking
things out.
rough.
Like the rough neighborhood is probably the best place to go because people are gonna try and fuck with us, and then we fuck back.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and because of the fact that you got 2 pretty boys and 2 nice ladies, that they're going to be inclined to
Fuck with us.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean that, or Vanessa was just gonna scour the rooftops to see if like anyone's getting mugged or like.
So if we
assaulted.
want rough neighborhood, it sounds like we're not going very far.
We're going
We can stay in
back to
Camden.
Whitechapel.
Going back to Whitechapel, honestly, you guys are just gonna recreate the Jack the Ripper murders, and it'll be great.
Can't believe Jack the Ripper was 4
This is a trap. Like everybody knows that this is a trap at this point, so might as well just kind of commit to it.
Why is it a trap?
Because you want us to...
Just the Roomba going off again. God damn it.
As if I'm not hurting enough tonight. As if I'm literally...
Look, it's the end of the night. We have to have a cliffhanger somehow.
Gotta do something, yeah.
Okay, so
Listen.
no one's going after Phlegmatic, which is fine because that's the most boring of the residences to go after.
That's the sleepy
It's just
ones.
snot.
That's the sad. Well, not sad. It's more of like the whatever.
Sloth.
Actually, it's lazy, apathetic, calm, controlling, or sentimental. So I guess technically it could have been nice, but we're not doing that.
Oh, I got some phlegmatic from. Oh well, no, you changed the rule afterwards. I was gonna say I got some phlegmatic from fucking Siegfried.
Yeah, you can keep that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can keep that.
Keep
Like
your
you
phlegm.
can keep that. Okay, so you guys.
Is that +5 or +2?
Let's just say +2 for that.
Well, that's
Um,
fine.
You yeah, you guys head out to Whitechapel because unfortunately Camden is mostly filled with
Oh, choleric.
is mostly filled with individuals who are either fishermen or other people who are kind of working kind of like cattle, sheep, stuff like that. And while yes, you can technically feed from animals, VW can't. That's not going to get you residents at all. So you guys go to Whitechapel. Mostly probably due to Vanessa and VW saying, hey, there's a lot of unsavory people that are there. Maybe we'll find other pieces of shit. So, let's go down the line.
This is Harold and Kumar go to Whitechapel.
Go to Whitechapel. Fitz. You guys all kind of like keep each other kind of like relatively, maybe not within eyesight, but you guys keep each other within relative communicationable reach. I'll just say that. So that way you guys aren't just gang banging people one right after another, unless that's what you want to do. That might be weird. Feeding is a very sensual kind of thing. Fitz, oddly enough, Whitechapel still has no less shortage of prostitutes, male or female.
Imagine that.
You find one individual by the name of Paul Osborne,
Just a name?
who's been having
There's a book that has a whole bunch of different types of names for NPCs.
and it says all their desires and wants, and there's locations.
Okay, I
Jesus
thought this
Christ.
guy was just important enough that you gave him a name. And
No,
I
it's
was like,
no.
It's Ozzy's boy.
Ozzy's boy. And you find him a little bit down on his luck. Apparently, people are not biting today.
we will.
Little do you know.
It's gonna bite your dick off.
That.
We don't have to play out if you don't want to.
Okay.
So if you want it to be quick, just tell me what you roll to kind of make it easy.
You just have to wave fucking money at him, apparently.
Yeah, I suppose I'm just going to flaunt my riches, or what little riches I have right now, because we still haven't established how my riches are gonna help me out in this situation, because I don't have anything. Flaunt my riches to kind of call them over,
Mm-hmm.
and try not to feel terrible as I drink from them.
Do you use any disciplines?
I don't have any disciplines that would make it feel better for them.
Paul Osborne was an American playwright and screenwriter. He wrote the screenplay for East of Eden and South Pacific.
It doesn't once you bite, like, the pleasure of the kiss, obviously kind of kicks in. But if you don't want to use any particular kind of discipline as you kind of go in, you could just go
Again,
in.
I don't have any disciplines that
That makes it
outside of
easier.
cloud memory, which isn't gonna really
help you.
help me, because they're not gonna remember anything when I'm done,
No.
because they'll be dead. So
Okay.
Their ghost will remember and show back up in our fucking basement.
whatever.
That's a good idea, Michael.
No, it's not. Shut your mouth.
I guess I'll fuck a ghost and apologize.
Wow. Okay. So are you intending on drinking all the way to 0, or are you just going to just slake your hunger? Is my question.
You said to get the experience.
To get the
point.
experience points, you must drain them, and
Can we get 2 if we just drink from them?
And if I slake, that means I get how many experience points?
okay. So if you reach your hunger all the way to 0, you will get 5.
In melancholy.
5 in melancholy that you can spend in fortitude or obfuscate.
Bye, Paul.
Bye, Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Okay. You do that.
And I'm guessing I get a stain.
You, I need to look to see how many stains you get for murdering. I think you get 2 for murdering somebody.
What the fuck? I only got 1 for murdering Shadow.
It comes
I need
back
to
the
double
other-
check that actually.
When you were roasting me less than 24 hours ago
Put down 1 for now. Sorry, I'm looking at the touchstones list. Put down 1 for now, and we'll double check that later, Jesse.
What the fuck?
Okay. Vanessa. I'm not going to ask what you do with the body. I'm just going to assume that you just put it somewhere.
Yeah, I just throw it into a freaking
Yeah.
trash can. It's fine.
Chuck it in the Thames.
Put it in the tent. I mean, honestly, that's probably the best idea.
You said
First things in-
Honestly,
down there.
she can lift it and then go back to do her obfuscate and just fucking no one sees her.
Jesse, let's do 1 stain for now, and I'll double check that. Vanessa, you find a group of rapscallions
A group.
that look to have been who just got done with some sort of, not like a heist, more like a small time robbery. And you see these fuckers kind of pooled around like a small, like, I hate to say it, like a bonfire of trash, because that was just very common back then. And they're all kind of going over the things that they stole.
They're wearing all white. They have cod pieces, canes, and masks.
Oh, I love Clockwork Orange. Love it.
And from what you can see, Vanessa, you using your passive obfuscate ability, if I remember correctly.
All my skills are passive. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, you can tell that these fuckers, like, they're targeting women, like married women, left and right.
This is Clockwork
who have
Orange.
money.
Yeah.
So it's very easy for you to pick out the loudest of the bunch.
His name's Alex.
Let's get the leader and disband the faction.
Yeah, or at least the leader of this small ragtag group.
Sorry,
You tail him back to the milk bar, and then...
Yes.
Sorry, Michael has kept me with Minecraft on my mind. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Hey, thanks, Marine of One, for the raid.
Ew.
We're getting close to the end, but Vanessa's about to do a murder here.
More
so
like murder.
a murder. Paint for me a picture. How do you want to
How do you murder?
How do you want to drain this guy?
Probably with their fucking teeth.
Cool. Yeah, probably with my fucking teeth. You're right. Like,
I mean,
is
you
there
have
any
a
other
ring.
way? Yeah, but then that's scraping and licking, and that takes forever.
How do you want to deal with the fact that there's like 3 other guys there?
Just fucking knock them all out like Batman. Just land on one of them, punch another one.
Spend a key point, flurry
My
of
body's
blows.
lethal. I'll end up probably murdering the dude.
You just murder him. Well, once you murder him, his blood's no good after a couple seconds. So
How about,
Right.
what if she drains all 4 of them? Is she getting 20 fucking experience?
I know. I will say that she only senses the resonance from
this one bastard.
the main guy.
Not from any of his droogies.
No. Considering that he's also like bullying the other ones as well and taking like the better pieces of jewelry and shit for himself. Yeah, he's an asshole. So, how do you want to do this, Vanessa?
Cool. I don't have any abilities that will let me be like, hey, come over here.
No, you don't have any of those.
You're just
Oh,
like,
no.
hey, oi, fight me.
Boy,
Pick on somebody your own size.
So is the leader like close to an alleyway? Because I can literally just Batman grab the dude while no one's looking
Yeah,
and
sure.
drag him into the darkness.
Sure, I'll say that he's there. Roll for me a
Oh, what?
roll for me your best physical stat, and are you better at brawl or melee?
Brawl.
Then use brawl.
So physical stat and brawl,
Mm-hmm.
which is both my strength and stamina are pretty
Fuck
good.
outta here, you bot. Go away.
Go away, Bob. Okay, yeah, easily.
Fucking.
It's like Phasmophobia. Like the hands come out and you just grab this motherfucker into the darkness, and the rest of the dudes are like, "Oi!"
3 successes is more like a vaudeville act. You just yank him off stage.
Right? Yeah. And he's fucking
Just grab the top of the head.
Just a good sound effect.
breaks fountain of blood. Yay!
Oh man, I didn't know people came with bowls.
Oh. You gotta crack open the skull to do that.
What if
No.
you start? What if
I-
you start from like the jaw, like rip it open that way, and then you have like
I'd say just rip it open like
Why
this.
has my light been doing this all night? Come on.
It's the ghost.
It's the ghost, honest. Where the fuck? There it is. Okay.
No,
Anyways,
I was imagining like you break the head back and it's just like a fondue fountain.
that's a little messy.
It is.
I have
messy.
clothes that I bought myself.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you don't want to get blood on
you gotta
everything.
you gotta crack it. You gotta crack the crab legs from afar, Don't do it near your face because then the butter was gonna hit you in the face. You got to do it from afar.
Yeah. And yeah,
Crack
you can
cold
go
one.
ahead and
With the boys. With your bros. Yeah.
Vanessa and the boys. The boys are no longer there. They're running off screaming. As some other criminals being taken off the street yet again. Vanessa is Batman. I'm just realizing this.
And I'm gonna take the jewelry, like finders keepers.
Fuck yeah, take all that jewelry. I will say that
I took the money off of the last dude I murdered.
exactly. I will say that you probably pick up about like $5,000 worth of jewels.
You're like fucking thug life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in my notes. $5,000 in jewelry.
$5,000 in fucking jewelry and rings and shit like
Every
that.
every subsequent like day in
Okay.
on Gilded Cage, you have like more glamorous stuff.
You're just becoming a toreador.
I mean, I do have one dot in resources as it is, so.
Right? Maybe you can take another dot at this rate, considering you still
Right?
have all of Hana's money. So yeah, go ahead and take 5 points in either a celerity or potence, whatever you want. And
I want to do potence because that's the funny one.
that is the funny one. You're right. Michael.
That lets me be Batman more.
So you are going after Sanguine. Typically, Sanguine is kind of like the happy, active, flighty, enthusiastic, type of individual. And you encounter a tourist who is visiting Whitechapel, and
Idiot.
he was like paying attention to like the late night Jack the Ripper tours and stuff like that, but he maybe got off course, or maybe he wanted to like stay and look at this one alleyway like for like a moment too long. And
Jack the Ripper, baby.
so yeah, you see this fairly tall young man. Clearly he's American based on how he's dressed. Tall, dark-skinned, has like a light jacket on even though it's way too hot. And he's like sitting there trying to take a photo of the alleyway. What do you do?
It's a bit late to be out on the street on your own.
Oh, well, yeah. How else am I supposed to take pictures of ghosts and demons and stuff?
Oh. I see. Are you part of the tour group?
I mean, I was, but it was boring. They said all bullshit. And he kind of like, he's trying to fixate his camera again to try to take a picture. You're getting the sense that like this kid just exudes, I'm young and I think I know everything kind of thing.
So have you seen one?
I know one. Why? Who are you to tell me?
You know a ghost?
I know something. Not too sure what, but I'm trying to figure it out.
What is it then?
He kind of like, he takes like a picture, and it's like a shitty flash from like those like throwaway cameras, and he goes, man, you messed up my shot. And he kind of stands up. He goes, I don't think that's any of your business. I'm just happy to be here.
No, I can see that. Sorry, I'm just curious. You don't get many tourists around these parts.
He looks at you. Roll for me wits and awareness real quick.
I know who this is. Son of a bitch.
Wait, just.
One.
You kind of see him as he stands up and kind of like looks at you fully. And you're a little backlit right now from the streetlights. but his eyes kind of like widen, and he goes, "You're that preen guy, huh? The peacock guy?"
Ah, are you a fan?
He pauses. I mean, I haven't really listened to your music, but I mean, yeah, I heard of you. What are you doing out here?
I live here.
You live in Whitechapel, of all places?
I live in London. I'm making my way,
Downtown.
walking. No, but he says, I live in London. I just happen to be enjoying the night.
Huh. Well, I guess that makes two of us.
What's your name?
He kind of he smiles a little bashfully and kind of looks off to the side. You can just call me Davy.
How did I? Oh, man.
How old is this kid?
He's 18.
wait. That doesn't track.
What do you mean it doesn't track? I did the math. His birthday happened last month.
It's been a hot second.
I am assuming that Vanessa never shared anything about her life with Jackson.
VW, you're stalking literally everybody, or are you just stalking Fitz?
VW, you fucking
You said you're the
know
DD.
Vanessa.
You said you're the DD.
Okay. I'm DD. Okay, I was probably zoning out, and then he was like, Davy, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, hey, that guy kind of looks like that. Oh, fucking
I need
shit.
for you to roll from you. Oh, I need you to roll.
What's the wages?
Wait, hold on.
Fitz was sucking some guy's dick, and I didn't want to be around for that. I was
Wow, wits and awareness, yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll come back.
Wits and
later.
awareness
okay.
at a 2 because you've never seen this person before.
Davy. Wonderful name.
Might as well spend a willpower at the end of the night.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't. You have.
You're
Those
too
are all
hungry.
hunger dice.
Too hungry.
Yeah, those are all my hunger dice. Oh shit, man. Well, that's life. Davy's gonna die. Sorry.
He'll go over to you and he'll say,
Are you seriously doing this right now, Joe?
I told you it's a cliffhanger.
I have no recourse.
Am I gonna have to pull out an X card at the end of the night?
No, hold on. Don't worry about it.
Fucking. I was not ready.
I will stall as long as I can.
No, it's okay. He goes over to you and he'll say, "Don't you run a nightclub or something like that? I mean, I heard it on the news."
On the news? Well, I guess word is getting around.
I mean, I guess so around here. Not where I'm from.
What is he doing in Whitechapel? What is he doing?
And where is that?
I'm from back home in America.
America's a big place.
Yeah, but nobody knows anywhere in America outside of New York and maybe California. I'm from the Midwest.
Try me.
He rolls his eyes and goes, Detroit?
Yes, I've heard. I haven't been there personally. Don't imagine they've got much of a glam scene.